stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. All right, we appreciate you being here. And welcome to the barbershop. This is a beautiful Friday. We're about to get it in. I'm glad you guys are here. Get in and get in that chat because tonight is going down. Is shame is shame the antidote for the poison in our community? Man, this is going to be a tough conversation to have tonight, but guess what? We're going to have it with the fellas. We're going to invite you, the chat, in here tonight. And we're also going to have some great guys on the panel tonight as they're coming in. But before we do that, some house rules: hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the share button, share it with some people, share it with some family. And guys, while we're having this great conversation, man, we would love to know what you think. We would answer any questions you may have. Get in the chat, and we promise you we'll holler back. All right, let me bring my guys up tonight. All the guys I'm about to bring up have no hair. I'm jealous. So let me go ahead and start bringing them up. First, I want to bring up Mr. Bennett is in the building tonight. All right,
It's
next
good.
up, we got my brother from another mother in the house. JT's in the building tonight.
What's going on, fellas?
It's good to see you.
Absolutely, man. Good to see you. And then last but not least, the last bald-headed brother for now. Let's give it up for our Pain in the building tonight. All right, man. What's going on with you fellas? How y'all doing tonight, man?
Doing well.
Can't complain.
Absolutely, man. It is good to see you
guys hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Doing well, man.
It's good to see y'all, man. Good to see y'all.
Good to see y'all too, bro.
So how y'all, y'all talk to the crowd tonight. You know, they normally see Mr. Bennett here, JT here, Mr. Payne is part of the family now. So just tell me how your day is going, how your family's going, how's the week been going, anything exciting happening in your life, anything bad happening in your life we need to talk about. Just go ahead and get that out. We'll start with Mr. Bennett and go right into Mr. R. Payne and go right into JT. Y'all ain't got to take no breaks. Just go straight through it. Go ahead.
Things are good. You know, week went pretty good here. Just brushing up on some skills, taking some coursework and whatnot, and just preparing for the future. But life is good. Family is holding it down steady, and no problems this week.
JT.
No, this is your pain. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny. Today, at the end of every quarter, I sit down with my daughters and we go over their finances and their trajectory to, their savings and their investments and things of that nature. And I look forward to those, quarterly meetings, see how they're going, how they're progressing. That was one of the things I set up with them once they got out of college. They had a little bit of investments going in, but once they got out of college, they came back to my house, so we stayed here. So while you're here, this is what I need you to do. I need you to comply. And both of them did. And I wish somebody talked to me when I was 23, 24, and what I'm telling them, because I didn't learn all this stuff till I was well into my 30s. So I look forward to that. Then I sit down with my wife and let her know that I'm worth more to her going than I am here. So, that kind of stuff, So that's that, and I just move from there. But it's a good day, Anytime there's no white chalk around your body, it's a good day.
Oh, okay, yeah, man. Hey, make sure you now that she knows that, make sure you sleep with one eye open. Have somebody else taste the food before you eat.
No doubt. I always wait till her to eat I give her a bite first all the time.
JT, what's up, my boy?
What's going on, man? Hey, man, it's a pleasure to be in the midst of great brothers, man. I've been looking at all y'all for 2 weeks now. My man RP, I've been sitting him on these panels, tearing it up, man. Tearing it up, bro. Giving these youngsters some words of wisdom, man.
Oh, they ain't listening, boy.
Mr. Bennett, killing it, man. I just saw Mr. Bennett on another. I think it was on Shushu and Mandrell's, man. And you really are giving people something to think about, bro. So I really appreciate you, man. You're challenging the panel, and you're challenging for greatness to think outside the box. Black man, you already know what it is, bro. You out here putting this great content out here, man. People gonna eventually have to gravitate to it, you know what I'm saying? So we just keep it going. That's for me, man. I just got my mom moved in 100% in the house, getting her prepared to go on her next journey of life without my father, but I'm right here. I didn't know that I was going to be right there to be able to pick that up from my father from to take care of my mom and everything. But man, it's my honor, and I'm telling you, it's been trying for this past 2 months, but we are moving right along, man. So to tell you the truth, I have no complaints, bro. None. Somebody, black man, you muted, bro.
All right, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Your Nidra had posted a picture of you lying on the couch, asleep with the cat, and she said, "I can't believe this cat trying to take my man from me."
Yeah. Yeah, these cats crazy.
Yeah, both of y'all was knocked out. Cat laying all over. She like, look at this. I can't even lay by my man. Golly.
Hey, man, when I sleep, bro. We work hard over here. The cats
I know that's right.
They done with their lazy butts. But,
now, before we get into the meat of the conversation, we always have to have a kickoff conversation. Everybody knows what happened with the young man shooting, the 14-year-old boy shooting the man that punched his mom. And it was a pretty bad situation. Somebody lost their life, and then the little boy is going to have to go through life knowing he took a body. So what I want to do, it was a gun trainer. And the guy that trains people to use guns, he's real big on YouTube and TikTok now. He's a firearm instructor. And I wanted to play his video to give some insight from a professional standpoint on what the young man should have done. And he gets a little deep, and I don't think the women liked a lot of what he said, but he stood 10 toes down in what he believed. And I want to show it to you guys. We'll discuss that. Here we go.
Wasn't supposed to have access to the gun, but he had access to the gun and y'all went to training together and y'all continuously get training. Could you see this being a tactic? Him come into the other door while mama's engaged in that. Hey, mama, let's go. Hey, not today, sir. Not today.
I think that would have been
Back up. Back up. Mama, let's go. Let me ask you this question. How many black mothers would submit to the authority of their sons to save their life?
None.
If I was trained, and as you told me, I probably would submit. But as now I'm not that trained, I wouldn't. I'd be like, who? I'm the mama.
Okay, can we, how is that likely? You see what I'm saying? So here we go. No disrespect, but let's talk objective facts where it is. Since in our community, black women are seen to be the heads of most of the households. Can you submit to the authority of your trained son who's telling you, or even untrained, but I'll say trained because I got a lot of little kids that follow me on social media. So if a lot of little kids follow me on social media and they see me teaching this as an option, hey, sir, not today. Mama, let's go. Gee, run. How many black mamas would have sat there? Boy, if you don't put that goddamn gun down there, I'm like, fuck, I didn't teach. Now you getting in the way.
Yeah, now, guys, I want to ask you, what are your thoughts?
I already said it. I mean, there's maybe 5% of black women will listen, maybe women in general, but I know of black women, maybe. And that's probably a high number. Man, even in the backdrop of this, I saw a whole bunch of women saying that they would have never shut up because that guy told them to shut up, even though he had his fist ball and there's no way they could beat him in a fist fight.
I saw that too.
So, there was more than just one, so if the 14-year-old guy we call son husband, and maybe that's a derogatory term, he could be, he may not be, but either way, she wouldn't have listened to him. So I'll land that right there so let everybody else speak. But yeah, my man has a point.
All right, JT, what are your thoughts?
Well, one of the things I look at is how mothers raise their sons and how fathers raise their sons. When a father is an authority figure over the son and he's chastising his son, it's for it's not for saying that I'm the father. It's actually to say that you're going to be in my position one day and you're going to have to demand and command respect. So the father, the way that he looks at the son is totally different than the way the mom looks at the son. If it was me at 14 and I had to put myself in that position at 14 years old, that's what I would have done. I would have pulled my mom out of there. In the neighborhood, given the neighborhood we were in and everything, would she have listened to me? I think my mother would have. But it's not a whole lot of women that will listen to their sons because they don't raise their sons to be leaders. They raise their sons to be the boyfriend that they could not attain. And I'll just land it there.
All right, Mr. Bennett, and then Trey, you can hop right in right after Mr. Bennett.
Yeah, it's I definitely don't think she would have allowed her son to do that. But to me, it's still the same situation. It's like, why be in the situation to begin with? I mean, we also caution young men, if you're going to be with a woman who incites or gets in the middle of something and can't walk away, but you're having to go in and to defend in that situation. I mean, we would tell our sons that would be bad. That's not the kind of, woman that you need to be with. So likewise, in this situation here, I mean, his mom, again, didn't want to de-escalate the situation or just understand where she was. And, the emotions took over. And so now I heard initially, I don't know if it's true, but I heard initially that she ordered or directed him to shoot, or was that that wasn't true? All right,
I don't think that's entirely true. I mean, it's
right.
mixed up in
Right. But the fact that he didn't, he just saw his mom, he just reacted. And certainly one of the things we try to, talk about with men, you can't just react emotion to a situation. You have to be able to still keep your cool, especially when you talk about, firearms or firearms training, because you don't know who else you could have harmed or injured in the process, and that you certainly have to live with. I mean, so I think the charges were dropped for them as far as the murder charges or whatever, but it's just a bad situation to be in. But to your point, as far as would she have listened in that situation and just responded to her son, we don't raise our children to do that. So
Look, there's training and then there's practical experience, right? I understand what he's saying here, and I get the message that he's trying to put across. I don't have a problem with it with the our young black kids being firearm trained. In Asian countries, they're breaking down weapons and they understand nomenclature. They're far ahead of our kids, so I don't have an issue with it at all. But the idea that the kid would be trained to such a degree that when it's time to actually implement the training, that they would be calm and be able to do it is a completely different. It's a completely different request. I mean, we got grown people out here. I've worked with officers who get training every year and still can't do it. Training every single year, cannot do it. When the ish hits the fan, they just I couldn't even begin to tell you what they're doing. I mean, I remember being on calls and seeing guys not taking cover, which is the first thing you're taught, is to get behind something so you don't get popped, right? And I mean, they're walking out in the middle of the street, walking. Any of you guys know what the fatal funnel is? I mean, there's so much I can go into that you're being trained. I think it's a big ask to ask a 14-year-old to be able to come into a high pressure situation like that with an emotional attachment because it is his mother, and then be able to expect him to utilize the training properly. I think hindsight is 20/20, but I understand where he's going with it. I would say that some training is better than none, so I don't have a problem with it at all. But at the end of the day, in today's climate, I just cannot see single mothers willing to submit to that degree in those type of high pressure situations. I think they will always revert back to, I'm the adult, I'm in charge, and we're going to do it my way, even if they are properly trained, or even if they aren't properly trained. But I would prefer to see it his way. I think his way is much better. I think his way works. His way definitely works. But I can't see it in all practicality. I just can't see it happening. And I don't foresee black moms allowing their sons to lead in that manner.
Hey Trey, can I ask you just side questions? Can I ask you a side question since you brought it up?
I wanted to yourself. I'll go after you.
All right. So given what you just said about even those who are trained and how they respond to situations, just given all the school shootings and things that have happened over recent years, are you in favor of having more armed security at these schools? Do you think that would deter an active shooter situation or quell some of the casualties if that would occur? Because I think even with that Florida shooting, I think the guy's being charged because he had an arm, but I think he left the scene or something to that effect.
You talking about the Parkland guy?
Yeah.
So he got acquitted. He's done. He's off.
Oh wow.
He's at home with his family.
Okay.
He was acquitted. I want to say yesterday he was acquitted.
Wow, I didn't know that. Thanks for sharing. So, but are you in favor of having more armed security at schools? Do you think that would help, or guys just in there, you just don't know how someone's going to act, and so even in that moment, if they hear the pop, their first instinct would just run for cover rather than addressing the situation?
So here's the thing, right? So with that Parkland guy, right? He's trained. He didn't even go in the building.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's trained, and after, I want to say it's the Navy Yard. The Navy Yard shooting is what changed a lot of the procedures and policies. And basically, what we were taught was, if you're an active shooter situation, gear up, go in, go take out go neutralize the threat. That's what we were all taught. There's no time to waste. We don't have, ain't got no time to link up and call on the radio. No. Go in, neutralize the target. They give us special hand signals. They gave us special words to say so that there's no force on force shootings and all that type of stuff. I am not in favor of it, Mr. Bennett, and here's why. I'll explain it why. First of all, I think it's a waste of money, and I also think it's a waste of resources. But the reason why is, when I was a police officer, every month we would have what we call these AHODs, these all hands on deck days, with literally every single available police officer was working and was on the street. Now, the department I worked at had 3,300 officers. So give or take 300 that are hurt or injured, getting ready to retire, that type of situation. But even if you worked a desk job, you had to suit up and get out on the street. So at any given time, we could have 3,000 officers working. And I tell you, every single AHA we had double shootings, triple shootings. And you had 3 times the amount of manpower. 3 times the amount of manpower, and we still had the same crimes. At the end of the day, if somebody wants to do something, they're going to do it. They'll find a way to do it. Yes, could it deter the weaker minded? Sure, absolutely it could. But if somebody who is determined to do what they're going to do, you could have a line of cops standing in front of that front door. They'll go in through the roof or through the ceiling. They'll figure it out. They'll figure out a way to do it. So I wouldn't waste the money. I wouldn't waste the resources. What I would do is I see a lot of these schools that are starting to implement a lot of these policies. They got these like special doors now where they can lock themselves in and all that type of stuff. I think it's time we start having conversations with that kid. I had a conversation with my son. Listen, if you hear bang, bang, you need to get out. I don't care how you do it. Just get out of there. We'll worry about the rest of it later. Just get out alive. We need to start having conversations with our kids because this is a reality. You could be in the movie theater. You could be in the grocery store. You could be in the mall. You could be anywhere, and things could start going crazy. So we need to be. The other part of this is we need to start teaching our kids how to be a lot more vigilant and self-aware. A lot of them are always on their phone and their head is down, and they're not paying attention to anything. And they can't see what's going on. And I see them almost getting hit by cars and getting hit by bikes because their head is always down. They are oblivious to what's going on around them in the world. I get on my son about that all the time. And I tell him all the time, I'm going to take that phone from you. If you can't pick your head up and walk and pay attention to your surroundings, you can wait until we sit somewhere else and you can get back on the phone. So no, I'm not in favor of it because I think ultimately it won't stop somebody who is determined.
That's Sharon. Appreciate it.
Do you
And
think?
also, can I add to that?
Yeah.
I graduated from a high school where we had a mini police station in the school, and it still didn't stop anything because we had school shootings left and right in Detroit. And we had 22 high schools, and you had some high schools had metal detectors every day. Some of them had it periodically, but you had a lot of high schools that had police stations in them, and still was shooting, still was gang fighting. It was still people being robbed, got their shoes checked in and stuff like that. So kind of like with Trey, it doesn't matter if they determine, man. It's still gonna go down. Black man, he got technical difficulties.
And one other thing about this too is that when you have these situations that happen, nobody can be really prepared for it. I hate to say it, but I've been in 3 separate shooting situations, and each one was different, and I felt differently, and I reacted differently in each one, right? And the truth about fight or flight, it's a real thing. You don't know until you know. You know what I mean? Pulling that trigger is a completely different feeling than saying you will do it. You know what I mean? It's a whole lot different, especially when you can't get those rounds back. They don't come back. You know what I mean? Once they go down range, that's it. They're gone. You know what I mean? So, but I would say this though. I know one thing we can't have, Mr. Bennett. We can't have no more cowards. That dude was a coward.
Yeah.
If you're gonna work at the school system, that means that you're there to protect those kids, which means you've decided that your life could be put on the line for the protection of those children, right? And if it pops off in that school, you got to go in and go handle business. And it was shameful to watch. And that man's a coward, and I cannot believe that he got acquitted. I think they set a horrible precedent now, basically saying that cops don't have to go in and go do their job. Go do your job. Your job is to protect life. The number one thing they always taught us was your job is to protect life and then protect property. But it was always life first. I think they forget that. I was appalled to see he was acquitted. I think he's a coward.
And let me ask you this real quick, Trey. 2 questions. My son was telling me, my 16-year-old was telling me, he said, Daddy, what if they had a school shooting and soon as, the threat was recognized, they had doors that will seal themselves that were bulletproof. And no matter how they shot the door or try to get in, they never could get in because the door was bulletproof. And he said, what if they had that at every classroom door? And he said, what if they had that in every like gym facility and everywhere people were? When the threat was recognized, the school could go into immediate shutdown and all the doors would seal themselves and they're bulletproof. And then the second thing is, if you were there that day and you were the first one on the scene, what would you have done? That's two questions. Go ahead.
Well, so I am seeing some schools that are implementing these sort of procedures where they have these doors where the teacher can pull the door and like they put the kids in a room and like the teacher can pull the door lock and you cannot unlock it from the outside at all. And it's bulletproof. It's like a little safe room in every classroom. So I think a lot of classes are going to be going to that. At the end of the day, what that really comes down to, Black man, is budget. Who's going to spend the money? We know how that game is played, and that's a political game, right? That's about money and budgets and school budgets and whatnot. But I think it's a good idea, and I agree with you. Said it was your son. I agree with your son. He's brilliant. He's already figured out an answer to the problem, right? He's already figured it out, right? And I agree with him completely. That's exactly what we need. We need to be able to shut down schools immediately when there's a threat. For me, listen, I've ran into burning buildings. I pulled people out of burning cars. I understood what was required of me as a police officer, and I understood that it could take my life. It was always a possibility. Right now, if you look at the statistics, cops aren't dying. So let's just keep it 100. Right? It's a dangerous job, but they aren't dying like that. Right? However, if I was on that scene, I suit up. You know, I always had the level 4 protection gear in the trunk with the helmet and the AR, and I was always ready to go. I go in and I go handle business, and just hope that I rely on my training and that I'll make it out. But if it's going to come down to me or him, it's going to be him, and I can say that with certainty because I've proven it already. It's going to be him. But I go in that school and I handle business because that's what I would want for a police officer to do if my child was in that school.
Think Arpine, you had a thing. Arpine had a question.
Yeah, I did have a thing. Kind of disagree, but I hear where Trey's coming from. So my disagreement ain't that strong. I think every school should have at least 2 trained security forces in every school, and I did that compared to the budget that we have as the United States in the trillions. We would be able to fund every school K through 12. For less than 0.3% of the budget, with 2 guys, you as far as I'm concerned, you'd have a new industry. It could be company operated, government owned. You'd have to train around 280,000 people to work that job. You could have a scale to pay them from 50 to 75K a year, and the benefits that I would see is that you would have your first responders already there. They might not be able to prevent these things from happening totally, but is it zero or if it's everything or nothing? I don't agree with that. And when the new responders come, at least they have active intelligence, situational awareness from guys who are trained on the scene, so they don't have to figure shit out. And then, like I said, there'll be a new industry created. And the last thing is that our politicians need a win. They're freaking losers in this situation. They haven't been able to do anything. So if I was a politician and I had a proposal like that, I would say, here's something better than my hope and my prayers. We throw away more than, 25% of the budget is based on bullshit. How about 0.3% on doing something proactive to try to save your children? So actually I put a post out on that one. I actually sent it to a couple of congressmen. They all put their middle finger up against me, but I just sent it out there. I call it the Protection of School Act. That's what I called it. But anyway, so I just think we need to do something other than just watch people die. It might not be a complete solution, but it's better than nothing. And we spend money on a lot of frivolous shit. So how about trying to do something? That's only my thing. But back on the point about the little kid, the 14-year-old, and we can go through this. I thought he showed a tremendous amount of restraint because he waited until this guy hit his mother before he shot him, and he only shot him once. Police officers empty clips. He shot him once, and he let him go. After
and he
said,
shoot his mama in the process because That
Right.
could
So
have
he,
happened.
he, he shot once. The guy left, and I'm not going to pass a judgment whether she should go to jail on this, but she told him to hunt the guy down. I think that's confirmed. So and
Okay, yeah, I thought I heard that too, but I wasn't.
that part, yeah, I think that was confirmed. But the point is, in that neighborhood, everybody from Chicago said they had to. He had to finish the job because that guy would come back on him. He would circle the block, run the block, and come back on him if he lived. He was out of control. So I don't have no sympathy for the dude. But the mom got off because let me just end this here. A week ago in Chicago, they put the crime statistics up of 60 to 70,000 violent crimes. 25% of them are against black women. So in the backdrop of that, of her getting punched in the face, beat down, they're gonna charge her with first-degree murder and $3 million bill. What's the last criminal who a mass murderer, a serial killer, anybody, $3 million? Where she got a passport? Where the hell was she going? So the optics was so bad. They had to do something.
And our pain.
Yeah.
But this
But
is
our pain.
go ahead,
Think about what it would have did to that. Think about what it would have did the psyche of that 14-year-old if his mom did go, if he was convicted, she was convicted, and she had to spend, those. What would his attitude be when he gets to be an adult? How would he look then at the system, police officers, and then in those type of neighborhoods anyway? I think the little boy already knew, or I'm gonna call him a young man. I think the young man already knew they was in one of those doggone neighborhoods that he probably didn't even want to be in anyway. It was what it was. At 14, that's a high school student. So at 14, and me and my mama going in here, I don't care how good them hot dogs is. If we going in there, I'm gonna be telling my mother, why are we going here? Why we just can't go somewhere on the west side?
It's funny you said that. I think he probably told her, "What we going out at 11 o'clock? I'm not that hungry, Mom. What the hell are you doing?" And she drug him along just so he could be backup. But I didn't mean to cut you up, but I'm with you on everything you just said. The only other thing is, I just wanted to kind of highlight his discernment at that young age, because his mother also wanted to clip the chick, and he told her, "Listen, I'm not going to let you, become a murderer tonight." No, he told her that, and this guy is not a regular dude, so he might be, under his mother's wing, but he didn't lose everything, even in that stressful situation. So
let me say this real quick though, because I had a conversation with my daughter about this situation. She's 19. I try to have the most safe conversation. So we watched the video together, and I asked her what would she have done in that situation, and she said, "Well, Daddy, if a dude threatened me like that, I'm not finna fight with him, right?" And this is my 19-year-old daughter. This is what she said. I know my teachings are working. So she said, "Daddy, if that man told me he's finna punch me in my face," she said, "I'm gonna walk out and go get in my car." She said, "I'm not gonna go back and forth with him." She said, "Because Daddy, I don't know if he's drunk. I don't know if he's high. I don't know what he did before he got there. I don't know who pissed him off." My daughter said, "Daddy, if he would have told me, I'm gonna punch you in your face, you say something else," she said she would immediately got her purse, put it on her shoulder, and walked out and left the food and everything. She said, "I went because I don't know what kind of threat he would be to me if I said something else." Right? And so, I say, "Baby girl, that's what you do." I said, because say, for instance, if you're out, and this is an example I gave her, if you're out and there's a guy just being loud and he's talking at you, you remove yourself from that situation. "Baby, I just need you to come home. I don't need you to prove that you can go back and forth with a man. I don't need you to prove that you're equal to one or trying to be equal to one. I don't need you to prove that you can fight back and forth with a man. I don't need you to prove anything. Baby girl, I just need you to come home. That's it. Come home. Don't fuss and fight with no dude. Just come home, baby girl. Get in your car and come home. I'll buy you anything you want to eat. Just come home." And then my daughter came back and said, "Dad, if it was me, there wouldn't have been no shooting, because I would have left as soon as he threatened me."
Can I explain to you guys what kind of people that lady and her son were dealing with?
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw a picture today of the decedent. He was
Right.
in a cardboard cutout,
Right.
and the girlfriend was bent over in front of him like she was twerking on the cardboard cut out. You know, that's what they're dealing with, right? Is that sort of nonsense thought process.
But you know what I saw?
So I just by looking at that picture, I already know that he he wasn't in his right state of mind. And obviously by watching the video, he was highly emotional, highly charged up. I would love to see what his toxicology report says. I have to believe he was on something.
It was.
I have to believe he was on
exactly.
something. And the court documents, show that the mom told the son to take care of the girlfriend too. That's according to the court documents, and he didn't. Yeah, I mean, I got to give kudos to the 14-year-old too. I mean, he, his demeanor was, man. If I could bottle some of that up and give it to some of my former colleagues, you know what I mean? They he was kind of cool under pressure. He fired one shot, he hit one shot, and then he fired two more, and he hit two more outside. Accuracy is a big deal. There's a lot here to unpack. Like I said before, I'm not necessarily upset with the dropping of the charges. I would have liked to see the mom be held just a slight bit more accountable because she did introduce the gun into the situation. However, but I don't have a problem with any way that this whole thing is sort of cracked up to be. At the end of the day, I look at this as a root cause situation. Would that man be alive had he not put his hands on that woman? And the answer is more than likely yes. He would be alive if he would not have hit her. So if that's the case, then listen, my uncle used to tell me a long time ago when I was a kid, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. That's how it works.
Right. And we have a question in the chat here. Bob, a first-time viewer of this channel tonight, he said that, let me go up to Bob says, black man, yes, sir, first time here. I like what I hear. He say, I've already hit the like and subscribe button, so appreciate that. And then he gave a $1.99 super chat. So thank you for that, my buddy. Appreciate that.
Bobby.
Yeah, he had a question for you. He said, Trey, panel, teachers with guns, what do you say?
If they want to, that should be a choice, right? That should be a choice for a teacher. I would never take that away from them. If they want it and they want to be able to put that extra time in for the training, they should be allowed to. And I also say that they should be incentivized. They should be paid for doing it as well. That is, in my opinion, that's hazardous duty pay. Carrying a weapon at work is hazardous duty pay. So they should be paid for it, but it should not be mandatory. You have a lot of women out here, a lot of people who just don't like guns. Plain and simple. They just don't like them. They don't want to be around them. They don't want anything to do with them. And so making it mandatory would only put more stress and anxiety on some of the teachers. But you do have some teachers that's about their life. And they're like, yeah, strap me up. I got this. I'll take them out. So if it's a choice, if we were going to make it a choice and say, listen, it's not mandatory, it's all choice. The training is free. And we're going to give teachers hazardous duty pay for carrying this weapon and for wanting to put their lives on the line for the children. Absolutely, I'm all for it.
Now, let me ask you this on the caveat of that I want to play devil's advocate for a little bit. So what happens if a teacher's in a situation with a student and a student put his hands on that teacher and the teacher feels like I need to go in the drawer and pop his ass?
No, the weapon is only for active shooters only.
Okay. Cool.
We can't have it. You can't be using a weapon on kids. That's not how this works.
Right.
No, stop it.
It wouldn't even be any
that's the issue. I mean, is this going to be open carry? You're going to be having a holster? I mean, what do you? I mean, how is it going to be implemented? Is it got to be locked up in the desk? I don't know.
There's different type of holsters that you can have. I mean, I just saw a fingerprint holster, so maybe you go to a fingerprint holster for the teachers. But that weapon is for one reason only, and that is to neutralize a threat during an active shooter. It is not to deal with unruly, children who have behavioral issues.
So you're not going to fire the shot in the air to get everybody's attention.
No. That's
it. Attention.
Somebody upstairs.
You know what's funny, Mr. Bennett? In most places, warning shots are not allowed. In most places, warning shots are not allowed. Now, when you get to your Texases and your Alabamas, and, you can pump the shotgun and boom, and do the warning shot all day. But when you start to get into cities, Miami, DC, New York, there's no warning shots. Remember, those rounds have to come down.
Yeah.
That's why I like the law of concealed. You shouldn't let nobody know, for one, that you're carrying. It should be concealed, because if you get somebody to up on you, it's over with. Basically the rap.
No,
That's how you get a lot
I
of
just be
cat.
curious to the numbers. So, like these open, quote unquote, open carry states where you can walk around with a gun like the Wild West with a holster or whatever.
Texas.
Is that making a difference? You know, is crime lower in these areas or whatnot, or is concealed? I just be curious if anybody knows statistics on that. I just have
now I don't know the statistics, but I live here, and in Texas, I'm telling you, Mr. Bennett, you'll go to, it's like the Wild Wild West for sure. You'll go to a Chili's, and there's a man coming in the door asking for a table for 4 with an AR-15 on his back, and his son's got ARs on their back. You know, they can do it. It's not against the law. Any rifle you want to carry, and then they passed a law that you can carry any gun, concealed or not. It doesn't matter. In Texas, you don't even have to have a license to even carry it. You can just carry it. So it's crazy. You see it on any given day.
In Michigan, we have that's the only way that you can actually. So we have a CPL, right? The only reason you can get a concealed carry license. However, if you don't have a concealed carry license, then it's automatically you can have, long as you have that gun registered, it's an open carry. What get you in trouble is if that weapon is concealed. So you will see a lot of these, and it's so funny because you will see a lot of these women now, they out here carrying these 45s, they carrying, 40, it's crazy. These huge 9mm, and they can't shoot worth anything. And then you see them getting their gun taken from them because they got these cheap holsters where it doesn't lock in, these little cloth holsters and stuff like that. And they got, they already ain't wearing enough clothes. They got these doggone these leggings on with this, it looks crazy. It looks crazy. And then you got a bunch of women that carry guns in their purses. Why would you do that? That's rude. That's just crazy. Somebody take your purse, now what you got? So there's a lot of people that don't have the training. It's not the fact that we have people to get guns. It's the fact that we should have people to be trained and be able to go to these ranges and not just shooting at a target, but actually, having reactions and simulations and things like that. And this is why we had the problems that we have. Everybody got a gun in Detroit. Everybody do.
Yeah, they have to do more practical training. Y'all guys ever see the news reporter who they simulated like they were a police officer, and that news reporter just shot everybody? That was the answer to everything. Like any situation, somebody walked up on a bang, just shot him. It's like yeah, it's a lot harder than it looks, right? Not that easy to deal with people that want to fight you and want to beat you up. I mean, literally, every scenario, they just shot him. Just shot him. I'm just gonna shoot him.
Shot the little girl with the dog.
Dang,
that's funny.
Right, man. So for the people out there that didn't see it, that just came in, what we're referring to is a video that I just played for everybody when we first came in. I'll play it again, real short video. He was, this instructor is talking about, firearms instructor is talking about the situational things that could have happened or should have happened in the situation with the 14-year-old shooting the guy who punched his mom. So I'll go ahead and play it again for you guys. Here we go.
Wasn't supposed to have access to the gun, but he had access to the gun, and y'all went to training together, and y'all continuously get training. Could you see this being a tactic? Him come into the other door while mama's engaged in that. Hey, mama, let's go. Hey, not today, sir. Not today.
I think that would have been
Back up. Back up. Mama, let's go. Let me ask you this question. How many black mothers would submit to the authority of their sons to save their life?
If I was trained, and as you told me, I probably would submit. But as now I'm not that trained, I wouldn't. I'd be like, who? I'm the mama.
Okay, can we, how is that likely? You see what I'm saying? So here we go. No disrespect, but let's talk objective facts where it is. Since in our community, black women are seen to be the heads of most of the households. Can you submit to the authority of your trained son who's telling you, or even untrained, but I'll say trained because I got a lot of little kids that follow me on social media. So if a lot of little kids follow me on social media and they see me teaching this as an option, hey, sir, not today. Mama, let's go. Run. How many black mamas would have sat there? Boy, you don't put that goddamn gun down there. But fuck, I didn't cheat. Now you getting in the way.
All right, all right, all right.
I
Yeah,
just
that's
had
what,
a scenario in my head where it was, he said, "Hey, Ma, let's go." And she say, "Boy, I'm your mom. You don't tell me." And dude just started mopping her up.
man.
Cut scene to the car. And the 14-year-old was like, "Yeah, you the mama. Look at your ass.
Right.
Got your ass the mopped up." I bet you next time you gonna listen to me.
Exactly.
She's still gonna cuss him off for not shooting in.
Yep. Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah.
My other
Well, you should have
question
done it. Hit me like you should have been beating on that man like he was beating on me.
how many parents and kids are giving up their Saturday morning to go get trained?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's a few. You know, even the way he was holding the weapon, you know, that's referred to as the tuck position. We call that the tuck position, right? Even if you just taught kids how to properly handle a weapon, probably could save some lives, right? How to to always point that weapon down range and things of that nature. But I just can't see kids wanting to get up at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning to go sit through firearms class and you know, with their mamas. You know, you would have to have a really great relationship with your kid to explain that to them. And I know a lot of these parents, they don't have. I watched the kid today, man. When I tell you, I was about 2.5 seconds for going off on this kid on my own. He ain't even mine. He was giving his mother the blues, bro. I mean, he was giving it to her, and you know, it was a shopping area. He wanted to go in the store, and she was saying no. He went in the store anyway. I don't know what he was going to buy, but he was giving her the work, bro. And I was about this close from going over there. Hey, enough. You know what I mean? Enough of this. Respect your mother type deal. But at the same time, I think about intervention. I'm like, nah, I don't
Right, because she gonna say, first of all, this is not your
she gonna
goddamn
turn on
child.
me. I'm trying to help her.
Right. She gonna tell you this is not your goddamn child.
Mind your damn business,
Mind
sir.
your damn
Even
business.
though your kid is out of control.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, you know,
we talked about this before. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, one of the things, just real quick, one of the most important things this guy said in this whole clip is not about the gun. Is by saying that most black women are leading the families. That's absolutely the number one reason why our communities are destroyed. I mean, everything else is around that orbit. You know, women are not supposed to be leading men in the numbers that they are. And we could talk about who's to blame and all that kind of stuff, but the solutions to that is the thing that I think, you know, these spaces are supposed to focus on at some point. Because we already know that experiment is a failed experiment. It's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. And it ain't just the black community. It's the Western white man. I'm very disappointed in these guys. You killed everybody in the whole damn world, and then and now the women are like, you're the bitch. How did that happen? Right? I mean, you're a ruthless, most ruthless man on the face of the earth, and you know, the biggest simps at the same time. It's just really weird, man. So
Bro, a lot of these videos, these straight heterosexual white men are getting crushed out here. Like they're treating them like they the worst. I mean, they are the worst thing in the world. They call them all kinds of names, and I'm like, man, y'all would have never took this kind of crap in the 1800s. Like, you know, like this would never happen. What happened to y'all?
Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Anybody else have anything they want to say on the thing, on the video?
Yeah, we good here.
No, I will say this. Let's just be careful about, you know, 2020 hindsight vision. It's very easy to say what people should have done and Monday morning quarterback it. You know, we had a saying on the police department. We didn't Monday morning quarterback each other because, you know, who knows what you would have done. You know what I mean? If you were in that scenario. Again, I don't have any issues with what the 14-year-old did. I think he did what was needed to be done to protect his mother, and to protect himself, and potentially protect even that girlfriend. She could have got it too. You know what I mean? The way that dude was acting. You know, I have no issues with him at all. But I just am careful to say, well, he should have done this and he should have done that. And You know, and that's when you get into murky waters because everybody's different. Mr. Bennett is going to handle that situation a whole lot differently than I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're just two different people.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Hey, listen, I got 2 more videos and then we're gonna get into the conversation for tonight. Oh Lord have mercy.
I got something to add to that.
Go ahead.
My bad.
My brother in the building tonight. What's going on, man?
Everybody.
Finish chewing your food first.
Yeah, mouthful of damn food. Damn.
Everybody's wrong. Everybody's wrong.
Oh, now here we go.
The mama, the dude who punched her, and everybody in that building who was sitting in that lobby who didn't step up and calm that situation down before it got to the boiling point. Once it got to the boiling point, there was no stopping that dude. He was going to attack that woman regardless. It really didn't matter. I'm talking about before that, when he first, because he's hassling the lady about holding up the line. That's the information I got today about it. He was hassling the lady about holding up the line because she was telling them, okay, yeah, you got water wrong. I want this, that, and the other on my hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? That, and this on the order. He's yelling at her because she holding up the line. He's like, yo, get your food. Get your food. She's telling him, no, this ain't what I order. I ain't finna just walk out here and go and walk in and go to the car with this. You know what I'm saying? That's how the back and forth started. And so he just wanted her to get some food and walk away. Right? So
right, wrong, and indifferent. Just get your food.
Just get this food and go. I don't care if it's the right order or not. Get it and go. So there you go.
I'm high. I got the munchies.
Right. This dude got everything he came up there to get. He got everything he was looking for. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, you don't put your hands on a woman. I don't care what she's saying. I don't care what kind of attitude she got. If your blood's boiling like that, leave. Walk outside. Get some air. Tell your girlfriend to take your place in line. Hold my place in line. Kind of find out this dude's abusive to his girlfriend and the whole nine too. So I mean, then she's twerking on his cardboard cutouts. So,
Jesus Christ.
You know, I mean,
I didn't see that.
It's a hot mess.
And also keep in mind
that whole situation is a hot mess. The only one who's not guilty is the 14-year-old boy. He's the only one who's innocent in this whole situation.
Now keep in mind at the funeral, I don't know if you guys saw the people at the funeral. As a content creator, I try to stay as nosy as possible. At the funeral, they had T-shirts made with his face on it. And on the back of the T-shirt, I'm going to tell you what it said. Are y'all ready? Everybody sitting down? On the back of the T-shirt, it says "Knockout King."
He didn't even knock her out. He had a free hit on a woman, and she didn't even go down.
That right hand is weak, bro. You didn't even drop it.
Yeah, right. It's like it sucked. You didn't even knock her down. So I mean, nothing.
But that tells you
she ate them punches, bro. She ate. Yeah.
That tells you what that community is all about.
That's right.
It tells you everything you need to know about being in a community like that. It's crazy. Knockout King. I seen somebody had a T-shirt with him on it, with him in the Coney Island. His cousin had the Coney Island picture right before the little boy shot him. So it's
JT,
man,
Listen,
this is crazy.
all these Coney Islands like this. The first one I ever went to was one in Detroit, and it was wild in there that day. It was wild in there that day too. And I was glad I was strapped because I was like, somebody might catch it.
Coney Island in New York is not like this, man. Trey, let me tell you.
All right. Okay.
New York is
in Detroit.
New York is a city that's on demon time like 24/7, right? It really is a city that never sleeps. Correct. I love it. It's absolute chaos 24/7, holidays and weekends included. They do not care. All right.
But
even Vegas shuts down after midnight. Vegas Strip is silent after midnight there. But
can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
If you had a family member like this guy, who I think we can all agree is he was the aggressor. He deserved everything he got. He started this, right? Yeah. But he's your family member. Do you go to that funeral? Like knowing what you know, seeing what you've seen, you know, and you, because the way I look at it, I couldn't support that. There's no, I like me personally.
For me, Trey, it would depend on how close I am to him. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how close, because I can
whether you agree or don't agree.
Just out of respect for like say my aunt or uncle, if he's my cousin or something like that. Yeah, go. out of respect to them. But do I support what he did? No. You punched a woman in the face, and you got what you had coming. He had it coming. Do I wish this? Am I glad the situation happened? No. However, he did have it coming, and I'm glad he got what he had coming.
Let me ask you this.
I don't even feel bad for him.
Have you ever been to a ghetto funeral before?
No.
They lie on the obituary.
Right.
And
at 12 years old, that's when he welcomed Jesus.
Right. And don't forget, they have it in New Orleans right now. And when I went home, there are funerals. When my aunt passed away a few weeks ago, one of the options that made us laugh that my aunt told us about when they were making the arrangements is that now they're offering to sit your loved ones up in chairs, right? Sit them up in chairs, put them at a card table.
They've been doing that for 20 years.
They're doing it here now, I guess, because I don't know in Detroit. I think you can drive by and see them in the window. They got drive-by viewing.
No, that's that's Tennessee. That's Memphis, Tennessee. You can drive by. It's a drive-by funeral, no doubt, no cap.
Yeah, they put them in the window. You just drive by and say, "Look." But see, what you don't want, you don't want to be driving and have a breakdown running. I'm just
asking. Are we holding them accountable?
Oh shit!
You know what I mean? Like by going to funerals, are we essentially saying that what you did is okay? Obviously the people who his family think is okay if they write "Knockout King" on the back of the shirt. They don't have any issues.
What I think that is, Trey, is I think they're trying to show support and respect. It's their way of trying to honor the dead, but they're unaware of how distasteful that is. How how bad taste it is to do. To you and I, it would be disgraceful. You know what I mean? But when you have a sense of morality or ethics, in other words,
because let me tell you something.
Like you and I have made decisions that weren't moral, but you and I still have ethics. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let me tell you something. If that's my family member, I don't even have a funeral. I cremate them, I put them in an urn, and I keep it moving. Because I would be so embarrassed.
Yeah.
As a family member, I would be so, like, if that was my brother or if that was I would be so embarrassed that this is how we on the news. We're not on the news because you got $2 million in scholarships and you're going to an Ivy League school. That's not what we're not celebrating. We got to celebrate your life because you in a Coney Island acting a damn fool and putting your hands on people. Like, I would be so embarrassed that I'd be like, no.
And you know what?
Cremate them, put them in an urn, and we'll have a very small, quiet memorial service and keep it moving.
Yeah, I probably would have did something more. I probably would have been more petty because that's stupid to go do what he did. He probably was high, but I probably would have had him. I would have had him cremated, and I would have poured him in a toilet at a nursing home right before an elderly person shitted.
Yeah, jeez.
I wouldn't have been petty like that. Like I said, Trey, if he was a close cousin, I would go to the funeral. You know what I'm saying? However, if we're not really close or anything like that, no, I ain't going.
Now, I want to bring something else to you guys' attention real quick. We got 2 more videos, then we're going to go into the meat of the conversation for tonight. Thank everybody for being here. Bob, a new watcher for tonight, thank you for being here. Edward Gilbert is in the building tonight. We got, my boy Rob, my twin, in the building tonight. Rob, thank you for being here tonight. Beautifully Animated is in the building tonight. Yeah, Rob is in the chat.
Hey, did you see the comment Rob wrote, though? That's hilarious.
Rob said that, boy, he said he went to get a burger and ended up getting wings.
He went to get a hot dog, actually.
Damn. Man, Jerry, you fucking wet dream. Right before you come out the car. Hey, what you doing here?
No, it's just that joke wasn't funny.
I'm gonna miss everybody.
Man, Jerry, I wouldn't go to a comedy show with you because the comic would end up slapping the shit out of you.
And he gonna end up like old boy.
There you go. See there, all this history.
No. Here's the thing. No, you don't put your hands on people. You keep your hands to yourself. If you want to sit on stage and joke, that's fair enough. But you put your hands on somebody, now you turn the situation into something completely different. You turn it into violence.
Now, this is not getting a lot of news coverage because they try to keep it on the low. But I have the camera footage, the security camera footage from a gas station in Houston, somewhere in Houston. Thanks to Sugarland. There was a robbery. Y'all ain't gonna believe what they robbed. All right, it ain't got no volume, guys. I'm just gonna play the video clip, and y'all tell me, you military guys and you guys up here you just tell me what you would have done in this situation if you work for this company. Here we go. Let's watch it again. One more time. All right, guys, what do you think?
About what?
In that situation, man, do you think
Hang
those
on.
guys,
My thing is, what's
do
your
you think
question?
those guys would have got fired? Do you think they should get fired? Do you think they got fired? And what would you have done in that situation working for that company? Would you have tried to fight back and protect your job, or would you have just let them
Well,
have
I
all
mean,
the
here's the
money?
thing. There's just situations. This happens even in war. Okay. It doesn't matter. There are going to be some times where it doesn't matter your level of training. It doesn't matter your equipment. It's just the enemy has the upper hand, and you're just in a bad situation. That's the thing about violence. It's unpredictable. It moves super fast forward, and no one has any control, no matter how much you think you do. No one in a violent situation has any control over the situation. It's liable to go anywhere, from death to a handshake or a head nod. It could go anywhere in between, you know.
So for a
But
second,
in that
Mandrill,
situation, what do you do? I mean, if he got the gun to your neck, you give up the gun.
He
Let him
got the up
stay
on
through.
you.
He got the up on you. There's nothing else
It
you
ain't
can
my
do. I
money.
mean, would I fight back? Why? What are you talking about? There's more of them. Clearly, I mean, there's nothing that guard could do. He just got stuck.
and that's what I wanted to show you guys. Watch how they said whoever did this was genius, because they were walking around just like pedestrians, like they were walking to go in the store, walking around the gas pumps, and they came from every direction and took over that truck.
Yeah, he was surrounded.
Yep, watch this.
One guy. The mistake is having one guy guard the truck.
Yep, here we go. This is the crazy part right here.
Now, why is the door open right now?
The man, one of his guys just got in. You got to watch it from the beginning. Watch. So here come the red shirt. Here comes another one coming up the rear. Yeah, he was done. And then he put the gun in it. Look, see, he was loading the money in the truck.
Damn.
Yep, and look at they were doing the red shirt, acting like he on the phone.
And here's the thing. They've been watching that van.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing. If that's a regular stop, and they know at a certain time they're coming at a certain time to pick up stuff or whatever, they can scope that out.
That's too organized.
Man,
what country is this, black man?
America.
This is America.
Well, no. The only reason why I asked is the armored trucks here. Only one person gets out.
Yes.
I don't know what they was doing.
And they immediately close the door after somebody gets out. Yes.
Yeah, there's only one person that gets out. Yeah. So that's why I was asking, is this somewhere else? Because that looks like different procedure, different protocol. But I agree with Mandrill. Listen, sometimes you don't have the advantage and you don't have the leverage. No, sometimes you just in a bad spot. I've been in positions when I was a dog handler, and I'm watching my dog go crazy because he can feel it. He's like, yo, we're too exposed here. Like we're used to hiding behind something or using something as cover. We're too exposed here. And I can feel the anxiety coming off my dog. So I think he was just in a bad spot. It was really nowhere for him to go.
Man, that was too organized, bro. And they hit a lick.
Check it out. We have
you can't handle a dog and have a rifle like that at the same time.
Well, the thing is,
I had a rifle. And I had a
the
rifle,
dog is so well trained,
and a dog.
Yeah, those dogs are super because the special operations. What people don't know is we have K9 units too.
Right.
And people like, so when you go kicking doors down and stuff, y'all have to. Yeah, sometimes we do have dogs with us out there on the battle. Yes, it happens. Those dogs are so well trained. They're not moving unless Trey. It's not doing anything without Trey say so.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to do what Trey says, no more, no less. Okay, so I mean, it's okay to have your rifle and the K9 as well. I mean, in fact, I loved it when we ran the K9 with us. Loved it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, this happens even on an actual battlefield. It's sometimes the enemy has the advantage, and you're just in a bad situation. I mean, there's times where we're kicking in doors. There's a team going to the front. We're coming in the back in the second, and we're blowing the doors at the same time. It just so happened everybody was in the living room one night, and then like 4 dudes just got mowed down, going through the front, going in through the front. And it's just like, what? You know what I'm saying? What are we gonna do? They were right there. They had the advantage. And black man, even in that situation, you want to fight, then you're asking to be killed. There's no.
So let me ask you, Mandrell. So you're in places where you, as a soldier, but you're amongst the gym pop of wherever you're deployed or whatever. I mean, do they still do that? I mean, how would you know at any given time? Like we see those stories like Vietnam, guy with a shoe shine box or whatever, and he's got a bomb in or something. Like, you know, I mean, just is it dangerous? Like, are soldiers really around general populations like that in some of these countries where you guys are deployed at?
Absolutely, we were all the time. Like, I mean, listen, we were like what I was doing. We were specifically placed behind enemy lines. That means like you're outside the wire. You're way away from it where anyone can come give you help. If we got in trouble, the cavalry wasn't coming.
Wow.
It's 12 of us. That's it, Mr. Bennett. Just 12. That's all there is of us. 200 miles behind enemy lines.
And you stick out just in the uniforms.
Of course. I'm black and everybody else is white, 6 foot tall.
Whoa. We're gonna stop that line right now. You what? You what?
Hold on. Look, Mr. Bennett, I'm clean shaven in the face. Everyone else, they're 6 foot tall white dudes with beards, blue eyes, they're fit. You know what I'm saying? All of us.
They running over the truck and you running under the truck.
We all six stick out like a sore thumb. They see these tall, blue-eyed devils walking around. You know what I'm saying? And there's one black dude. Like, no.
So hold
they
on,
know
man,
who we are. You know what I'm saying?
So they were running over. They were jumping over the trucks, and you was running under the trucks.
What do you mean? There's nowhere to run in that case. There are like the roadside bombs. When they started to become a thing in earnest, I think it was like 2003. That's when they started like really using IEDs, improvised explosive devices. And that's what it was with Vietnam. They had a bomb in a shoebox. It was an improvised explosive device. They use those all the time. All the time. That was everywhere, man. There are people who are not even in combat units getting done in by those, but just by being on convoys.
Right.
But they also like I was in a unit company. So one of our biggest things that we used to have to know, like in Bosnia and things like that, was if it was a van that was a bandit, normally they'd be white vans, we would stop our convoy for hours until somebody recon and make sure that van is not a trap. We had it like that all the time.
We had that kind of time.
Yeah. I know, JT, because I was the dog handler that was taking the dog up there.
Taking the dog to smell for the
right.
Damn,
was you an MP?
Yeah.
Because most of our MPs were also in
so if it blew up, Trey,
they're not called MPs in the Air Force, but they call security forces, and that was me. That was hey, we got something up, Trey, and they would say call K9, and I would get out there and I would unclip my dog and go see if it's a bomb in there.
No, he sends the dog out to go.
So why didn't you? So you didn't get a chance to keep your dog, or no? Like I understand, like some people keep their dogs. I see a lot of men walking through Walmart with army dogs, and or I see them out in the park. You know, with their dogs. Were you able to do that?
I didn't want them, black man. I didn't.
Oh damn!
Here's the thing. I like being a dog handler at work. I'd never had pets in my own home though.
right.
But I had no problem. I
like them over there, but not in here.
Yeah, I loved my job. I loved the dog. I did. I only left the military because I got promoted to E6 and they took the dog away from me. And that's the only reason why. Honestly, that's the only reason I left. If they would have let me keep that dog, I'd be in right now. This would have been my retirement year. I would be in right now. But taking a dog home is a completely different thing, and I like to leave them at work. I like to leave that at work, and I couldn't do it.
So let me say this to you real quick. I want to start some smoke in here tonight. We're in the barbershop, and every time I see some smoke about to happen, I always got to play our clip.
Wait, hold on here. Is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop? Yes, it's the barbershop. Yes. I mean, we can't talk straight in the barbershop. Then where can we talk straight? We can't talk straight nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation. That's all. You got to tell hold the park down. It ain't nobody exempt in the barbershop. You know that. Ain't nobody exempt. You can talk about whoever and whatever, whenever you want to in the barbershop. Why you got to tell?
All right, Trey.
Checker Fred.
In the chat, Lou Medic says, "Oh no, Trey is on the panel. There goes the neighborhood and the community." Yeah. Trey,
Like I said,
would you like to respond?
Lou, like I said before, Lou, you need me on that wall. You want me on that wall, sir. You want guys like me on that wall. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right, so I showed y'all the first video, the second video. Now, this video is going to change the course of what we were talking about, right? I saw this study, and I want to share it with the guys in the barbershop to see what you guys thought about it. So let me go ahead and play it real quick. And we'll discuss right after. Here we go.
My man don't cook, clean, wash, nothing, don't do none of that household stuff. He come in the house, he sit down, I get my behind off that couch, go heat his food up. If he can come in the house 2:30 a.m., that's after midnight, and say, I want a sandwich, I'm getting my sleepy butt out that bed and go make a sandwich. That's what I'm going to do.
Put the cheese on that thing, too.
Oh, yeah.
Put the cheese on that thing, too.
They want to look at submission is all this other stuff, getting some shoes and barefoot and pregnant. It's about being agreeable, about being cooperative, and about listening. And that's letting the man leave. You know, I can do this. And again, like you said, it's independent and independence is two different things.
Absolutely.
I was independent in the Army. Struggled. Senior leaders struggle because all I had to do was reach out and ask for help. Independent means doing it alone, by yourself. Right. Independence means, okay, yeah, I can still go to college, I can still contribute, I can still do this. I had that stuff all wrong in my relationship with my son's dad. Had it all wrong. I won't do it again because this man get to leave and I'm holding on to all his ankles, Achilles and everything. I ain't going nowhere. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm not. I wouldn't care if he had 3 women up the hill. I wouldn't care because all my bills is paid.
Hey!
Oh, yes.
Hey!
Oh, I'm here to...
I bet you her name is Rachel.
Hold on. Okay, here we go. What are your thoughts, guys? We'll start.
Man, we need more like her. We need more like her.
I don't know. I'm calling capital. I mean, she mentioned her son's father, so I don't think she's currently in a relationship right now. I think she's saying stuff that she would do.
No. She's married. You have to watch the whole video. She's married. She's just saying, I'm not gonna make the same mistake I made with my child's father because I end up losing him. At the end of the video, you heard her say, she said, my husband I got now, I'm gonna hold on to his Achilles. He ain't going nowhere.
Okay, so she is married now.
Yeah.
Oh, right. No wrong with that.
She said if he said 2:30, get up at 2:30 in the morning and say he want a sandwich, she getting her sleep ass out the bed and go make a sandwich.
But you know, I think it's because there's an incentive. You know what I'm saying? Like she sees what the incentive is, and it's long term. And she, like she was saying, she lived the whole thing on thinking that she's independent. She's lived that whole thing thinking she's lived that whole life. So, you know, some people get a chance to do it, you know, again. And that was what she was just saying. I got a chance to do it again. And evidently the man that she has the value that she was looking for, you know, before. And guess what happened? She was like, I'm about to go ahead and do whatever I need to do. If he coming in at 2:30 in the morning, he said, I need a sandwich, I want a sandwich or whatever, I'm getting my sleepy butt up and making a sandwich. I would think that it would be not coming from the club, but I think it probably would be from working or gig or something like that. Not your ass just came back from the club smelling like Hennessy and weed.
Yeah, JT, I was getting ready to ask you, JT, how often do you married guys actually ask your wife to get up at 2:30 in the morning and fix the
Yeah, right.
Not much. But
it happen if that man. I had a friend in the military. We used to work at night and stuff like that. We had their details and stuff at night, and his wife made sure that he had something to eat. And if she didn't fix anything by the time he got home, it could be 2:00 in the morning. She'd be like, I'm about to fix this. When she hear me coming in that door, she's going in the kitchen. You want something to eat? And, you know, it was just like that. But he's not being unreasonable. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people there jump to that conclusion where the man is coming in being unreasonable. Hey, heifer, get your funky ass up. True. Like that. But I understand exactly what she was saying.
Well, you know, as far as I'm concerned, everything she said is based on conditions. She's a baby mama. You got busted it out, gave her a baby, and he didn't pan out right. So she got a new baby daddy who's paying all the bills and she just did a dollar cost analysis. You know what? I'm older. I'm towing this guy around me, and I got a man who's playing stepdaddy. Stepdaddy season open, and he's paying all the bills. You know what? Shit, man. You know, I'll cook the asshole a little bit of food and shit. I'll give him a little, you know, let him bang it out every so often, and I don't have to worry about
Every
paying
so
the bills.
often.
Yeah, man, listen. I mean, I hear the way this lady sounds. As soon as he can't provide, his ass is out. That's
So
what
conditional femininity then?
No, that's all that is, man. That's all I heard. You know, as long as this guy can provide for me and my little, you know, touche son over here, it's cool.
Isn't it all conditional though?
Well, no, but I mean, but what I'm trying to say, we could get blinded by the words in these spaces when a woman starts saying all this shit, but it sounds just like everything else. You know, I mean, I didn't hear anything new.
I'm sorry, Rich, but I'm not hearing the women my age group saying these things.
What I'm saying is, no, you're missing my point. What I'm saying is, I hear what she's saying, but you know, all I did was go right to the base element. This guy can provide for me and Touche's son, and you know what? Now that I'm older, I don't need as much as I did when I was in my 20s. I can handle making a sandwich at 3 o'clock in the morning once in a while. Hey man, the guy's kind of cute, so I let him bust it out a little bit, a couple of times. You know, good. Just a good life.
So Mr. Frank, somebody in the chat corrected you. Beautifully Animated says no R-Pain. This chick didn't say baby. Hold on, let me go back. She didn't say baby daddy didn't pay him outright. She said she didn't pay him outright. She said she was dumb in the last relationship.
All right, okay.
I'm gonna see if I can follow that woman a little more, because what I'm getting from it is that she's an older woman.
Yes,
I don't think that she had it. I don't think that she had it all wrong. I think that one part in that relationship she was in, she figured out what she did wrong in that previous one with her son's father.
Yeah.
And I think that when she said, because she just looks from what she's talking, is that she was about relationships. It's a little bit different when you got women that actually like being in relationships, but they don't have the equipment to maintain that relationship with the man. Because for a woman to sit back and say, you know, I had it wrong with my son's father, and I know for a fact that with this man right here, if he try to walk out on me, I'm grabbing everything. I'm gonna try to keep him from leaving. It seems like she just had a different outlook.
I could give her credit for that, but most men will take that in a bargain with a chick who says what she's saying. That's probably good enough for most men.
Well, what are we asking for here? I you know, sometimes from the guys I get a little confused. Hold
on, Trey. Before you say that, Trey, hold that thought. Because what I want to do is I want to play it again.
Wash nothing, don't do none of that household stuff. You come in the house, he sit down, I get my behind off that couch, go heat his food up. If he can come in the house 2:30 a.m., that's after midnight, and say I want a sandwich, I'm getting my sleepy butt out that bed and go make a sandwich. That's what I'm gonna do.
Put the cheese on that thing too. Put the cheese on that thing too.
They want to look at submission is all this other stuff, getting some shoes and barefoot and pregnant. It's about being agreeable, about being cooperative, and about listening. And that's letting the man leave. You know, I can do this. And again, like you said, it's independent and independence is two different things.
Absolutely.
I was independent in the Army. Struggled. Senior leaders struggle because all I had to do was reach out and ask for help. Independent means doing it alone, by yourself. Right. Independence means, okay, yeah, I can still go to college, I can still contribute, I can still do this. I had that stuff all wrong in my relationship with my son's dad. Had it all wrong. I won't do it again because this man get to leave and I'm holding on to all his ankles, Achilles and everything. I ain't going nowhere. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm not. I wouldn't care if he had 3 women up the hill. I wouldn't care because all my bills is paid.
Hey, there you go.
Hey. Oh, I'm here to
I missed the military part. That's what I was saying. When you had women like she was saying, she was a senior, she was in a senior position. She understood, man. Sometimes women just get to the point, man, when they have a lot of respect, when they have a lot of a lot of things going on for them, because it don't seem like this woman is a street woman. I just don't get. I don't get that. I don't get a woman that's trying to tear a man down. I think she was a career-driven woman, and she found career-driven men. I know those women exist, and I know a lot of them do.
I'm just trying to find out what exactly is it that we want from these women. We want accountability. She was accountable.
Yes.
We want cooperative. She spoke about how she could be cooperative. We want submission. She spoke about submission. Now, I agree with you, Rich. It took her a little while to figure it out. I get that. It took her a little while to figure it out, but she figured it out. All the things that we're asking for from women as men, and we get a woman who's saying, and then granted, she may be putting on a little bit of a show because the camera's there. You know what I mean? She's making it entertaining. But if she's saying that she's willing to do these things, is that now what we're asking for? Being agreeable. She spoke about being agreeable and being cooperative. She spoke about being cooperative. I think all women, to some degree, there's a conditionality that comes for their submission. For all women, to some degree, because otherwise they would just date homeless guys, right? They're not going to date homeless guys, so that means they gotta, you gotta have something. You can't just have nothing. But I feel like sometimes we get lost as men. We get lost in this idea of this is what we want, and then when we get it, we try to find a way to tear it down. That's what we want.
Hey, Trey, you know what? You're absolutely right. And maybe I came out a little too harsh, but here's the deal, right? In this deal, we know that everything she's doing for this guy is based on the condition that he could provide because she said so, right? And she could recognize it. So I'll give her some kudos for that. But we also talk about those women who wait that after they give their best part of their life to some other man. I'm playing cleanup, and now she's in her 30s, and now she sees the light, right? So I mean, how is that different than anything we've been talking about, right? No, I'm glad she got a revelation, because it's never too late to have a revelation, and she got blessed with somebody else who wanted to play stepdaddy and all that kind of great. So good for her, and I hope she continues to do this, and I hope he can continue to provide, so he can take the benefits of all the sweet nectar that she's willing to give him so freely.
Rich, I agree with you. Obviously, she found out later on in the game. We would want for women to understand this at a younger age, right? But there are a lot of guys out here who don't realize they got a good woman until it's later on in the game too. You know what I mean?
I agree with that too.
I'm victim to that. I can tell you right now, there's a woman I should have married long time ago in 2013. I should have married her. It's a huge mistake by letting her go, right? So we, even as men, we have these little moments where we overlook good women, right?
Yep.
I just feel like if we find one, and I guess the better late than never sort of situation comes in. Yeah, she's been through some things, but she's figured it out. I can respect her having the accountability to say, because she didn't put it on him. And that's one thing I did like. She didn't put it on him. She said, I had the problem. I didn't figure that out.
Right.
I can respect that.
I know I sound a little too harsh on him. What the hell? It's late.
Mandrea, what about you?
It sounds like a bunch of lip service, to be honest. I mean, she's talking a good game, and I think she's saying that just because she knows that's what guys want to hear.
She said she did it for her man, though.
Right. Well, maybe.
So you saying she lying?
She might be. I've heard that before and found out that person was actually quite different.
Oh, he's talking anecdotally, though.
But okay, her. I mean, if she does all that, that's cool.
Could you handle that, Mandrea?
Absolutely.
At 2:00 in the morning, she fix you a sandwich and give you head.
How do you not handle that? That's fine. That's outstanding.
So you could eat a sandwich while she's giving you head, Mandrea?
Yeah. I mean, depends on how good she is. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, it'll be meat and bread everywhere if she got that thing right.
Exactly. She got it right. I mean, you got to put that sandwich down.
Nah, you just gotta take small bites. Just take small bites. You'll be all right.
Small bites.
Just nibble on it. You'll be all right.
Right, man. She get a hold, man. If she real good too, man. That sandwich ain't gonna make it.
She had you moaning on that sandwich.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just, what she said, like I said, what she says, it sounds good. I'll say that. I want to hear from the husband. Does she actually do that? And if she does, kudos to her. She sounds like a woman who was the headstrong, career-driven type. I can do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Type person. And didn't want to cooperate with her partner, her man. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
And you know, now she's learned her lesson, and now she's doing what she should have done in the first with her son's father. Yeah.
The White School Podcast said, "Yes, eat that sandwich." So listen, my thing, Mr. Bennett, let me ask you a question, Mr. Bennett. You've been in the game for a while. She said, "Take small bites." Come on, White School.
See what I say? What I tell you? Take small bites. You be all right.
So listen, I think, Mr. Bennett, so if you got off the camera right now, you had to go use the bathroom, you passed by a door and you heard your wife on the phone. She said, "Girl, I just heard my husband in there on a live, and I heard a woman talking about all these things. Girl, I had to write it down. I'm start implementing this next week." What would you say, Mr. Bennett?
Fine by me.
All right, Mr. Bennett. What about you, JT? You lay on the couch with the cat, here come a sandwich.
Taking small bites.
Small bites, baby. Small bites. I already know Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne will probably be asleep like this. He'll probably wake up and like, whoa, why are you doing this? What's going on?
There would be no whys. There would be no why. I would never ask that question at that time, man. You know.
Oh man, y'all crazy, man. All right, for the people that just came in, I'm gonna play it one more time. Then we're gonna move on. I got one now. Remember this, lady, y'all. I'm gonna play this. Remember this, because the next video gonna make you be thankful for this moment. Okay. All right, here we go.
My man don't cook, clean, wash, nothing. Don't do none of that household stuff. He come in the house, he sit down. I get my behind off that couch, go heat his food up. If he can come in the house 2:30 a.m., that's after midnight, and say, "I want a sandwich," I'm getting my sleepy butt out that bed and go make a sandwich. That's what I'm going to do.
Put the cheese on that thing, too.
Oh, yeah.
Put the cheese on that thing, too.
They want to look at submission is all this other stuff, getting some shoes and barefoot and pregnant. It's about being agreeable, about being cooperative, and about listening. And that's letting the man lead. We go, I can do this. And again, like you said, it's independent and independence is two different things.
Absolutely.
I was independent in the Army. Struggled. Senior leaders struggle because all I had to do was reach out and ask for help. Independent means doing it alone, by yourself. Right. Independence means, okay, yeah, I can still go to college, I can still contribute, I can still do this. I had that stuff all wrong in my relationship with my son's dad. Had it all wrong. I won't do it again because this man get to leave and I'm holding on to all his ankles, Achilles and everything. I ain't going nowhere. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm not. I wouldn't care if he had 3 women up the hill. I wouldn't care because all my bills is paid.
Hey!
Oh, yes.
Hey!
Oh, I'm here to...
All right. So we got some comments. White School Podcast says she's taking notes. Yeah, hey, wait. She says she's taking notes, ladies and gentlemen. Me and she's single and ready to mingle. She says she's taking notes. Let's get this in here.
Yes. How my shape? I'm sorry. I had to remind myself where I was at. Praise God.
Thank you, White School Podcast. Somebody's watching and somebody's listening because they want to take bites out of that sandwich that you're going to make, and they want you to do an overview of your notes. Somebody's watching. Okay. Now, y'all appreciate this woman for who she was, okay? Because this next video is going to blow your mind. It is the last video of the night before we go into the topic of tonight, all right? Let's watch this one. Let's see if y'all... Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy. I'm going to play it one more time, okay? All right, now, see, my grandfather would say, the one in the orange ash is shaking like rocks when the train is coming. Let's play it again.
Like,
right.
man,
Do you,
I was. I'm laughing at myself. I'm gonna tell you why I'm laughing at myself.
go ahead.
Because I enjoyed it and I was disgusted by it at the same damn time. Can somebody enjoy it and still be disgusted at the same damn time?
You're a freak. You're a freak, bro.
Oh,
JT's a freak.
Mr. Bennett, what's your thoughts, Mr. Bennett?
I was in poor taste. I mean, it's ironic because it almost is like, yeah, they won. The other guys won. I mean, if you can affect 400 years and bring people back to a place where they're almost worse off than the people who came off the place, it is kind of sad.
Man, what about you, Mandrell?
What about that?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about shit like that anymore unless women are on the panel, because they're the ones that have to explain that. So until we get a woman on the panel, no comment. I mean, so the only thing I'm gonna say is nothing but bad things. There's nothing. Well,
Mandrell, but she said it was for the ancestors.
Okay.
That's funny. I tell you, man, you know what? The ancestors probably like a big ass too, man.
I'm telling you, it's like, damn, this is disgusting.
I mean, see, stuff like that. No way, it's behavior like that. I mean, I don't give a shit what anyone says about what I'm about to say. That's disgraceful.
Yep.
It's embarrassing. It is. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who disagrees with me. You disagree,
even if it's for the ancestors.
That's not for the ancestors. That's just selfish gyrating. And I mean, never mind.
No, you're on the right track.
No, there's just never any ladies to explain that kind of behavior, because only they can explain it because they're the only ones doing it.
You already know the answers that they're gonna give you. That ain't me. I don't do that type of stuff.
Throwing it off on somebody else. No, I ain't asking you. Was it you? I need you to look at this right here, right? This video. Yes, explain that. I don't care what you do. That's fine. You don't do it. Cool. I just need to know what this is. They never do because they personalize it.
And
they think you're talking about them. I'm like, no, just.
Yeah, and Lou Medic said those females will wake up at 2:30 and order Uber Eats. Does this video make you guys appreciate the woman from the last one?
I felt what she was dropping. So it seemed like she was, like I said, that was a career woman. That woman, she done lived pretty much 50% of her life. So, you know, it was just, I just heard her talking points, even if they were talking points, but like what she was saying. And when you look at, for one, again, that was a career woman. That was a woman that actually probably had a lot of her life put together already. And what probably was missing was just that complete family or some, you know, something like that. Those were young girls that probably was born in, you know, in 2000. So, you know,
they weren't that young.
It is what it is. Of course, I don't know. I think those are two different planets. Two different ones.
So here's my thing, and if I can add in this thing. Listen, it's not whether these women like the one previous would have the way she is. It's whether she would speak out against women like this. That's the issue. Just like Mandrell said, you know, the problem is black women in general, even the so-called good ones or the good ones, they allow the ratchet black women to usurp the culture, to usurp the image. Everything good that a black woman is, they allow all of these ratchet women to take over, and they defend them. And you know, all you need to do is look at a picture of the 2000 BET Awards to the one that was just happened this other weekend, which I never watch anymore. And it tells you all you need to know about the degradation of the black female in our culture. And it's not, you know, they like to blame shit like that on men, but it's not our fault, right? They've accepted the worst of society because you could couch it in what they call empowerment, and everybody just They just allowed the worst. But now we have rich women having babies out of wedlock, encouraging poor women who don't have the money to do the same thing. And they can't live like Keke Palmer. They can't live like these other women who have all that money to take care of a single kid and stuff like that. But they don't never put the distinction there. And just like everybody else, it's not just black women. Most Americans are kind of stupid, right? They look at shit and they accept it. It's good for this person. It should be good for me. And black women. I mean, the fact that they didn't think there was anything wrong with that is the real issue, right? It's just crazy, man. It's I don't know how you get that back without women putting a full court press. And even in these spaces, I'm gonna shut up here. We know the 4 or 5 black women who speak out against that. Crimson Cure, Shay Sade, Simone, Chantel Simone. There's a few other women who are actually say, man, this behavior is, it's just what's on Danica Marie, but you can count them on one hand.
Yeah.
Yep. And what Trey says, that baby weight look good on Keke. It does. I saw Keke the other day. She is bad. Man, Keke is bad.
Her acne's going and everything, man. You know what I'm saying?
You thought about playing stepdaddy.
Man, she walked out of some area where she was walking to her limo or whatever, and she started to talk to. Oh my God! I was like, damn,
she's glowing.
That baby fixed her right on up.
And she ain't even giving the dude no credit.
Yeah.
Give the guy, you put the magic seed in you. Now you look like a halfway decent woman, man. Give him some credit. What's his name? God dang it!
I always used to fuck with my wife. I'm a comedian. I said, baby, your ass was flat as a flat screen TV in Kentucky prison until I put them babies in. she said, you about to play a baby.
You blew them up, boy.
Yeah, blew them in there. Give me a God. They go another one. I am the father. All right. For the people in the back with the hearing aid and one eye and deaf in one ear and can't hear in the other one, we're going to play this. This is for the ancestors. Now, guys, I want to ask y'all a question. Now, we just saw for the ancestors. Is that anywhere close, guys, to this?
My name is Rosa. They say I'm supposed to sit in the back, but I'm tired here, so I'm finna sit right closer. Yeah. Come get me up then. It's gonna take about 3, 4, 5 men. And I ain't finna repeat myself again. Fight me. Somebody get her. My name is Eve. Yeah. I didn't believe. Yeah. I trusted Satan, ate that apple, he deceived. Yeah. And yeah, I'm naked. I thought I was awakened. I'm the first to do it. Y'all my daughters, we related. Yeah. Trick on Big Harry. Yeah. Don't call me slave hoe. The hell? From the underground railroad, bustin' down mouth of dope. When I say run, you better go. In the dark, that Glocky glow.
All right. If you had to compare the
two
for the ancestors, who would the ancestors like most?
Shabula. That was comedy. You know what I'm saying?
And she was spitting facts. I mean, everything she said on every pop, you can't say she said nothing wrong.
Right, exactly.
That was it.
Now, that's actually
that was creative.
It was actually smart. I thought it was ghetto, and the more I kept hearing, I said, "Man, I can't help but to like."
She's right there. She's right there. I can't argue with it.
Yep.
And she said, "When I say go, you better go so that Glock can glow."
And the thing I like is, she said she started out. She said, "My name is Harriet. Don't call me slave hoe."
The hell.
So with this being Mandrell's favorite song, Mandrell, what are your thoughts, Mandrell, on the 2 videos? I mean, the comedy video, and then you have the Ghana ancestor dancers. What do you think? You muted.
All right, when it comes to the chicks twerking for the ancestors or whatever, I'd like to have a woman on the panel to explain that. there's nothing positive to say about it. So I'd rather not comment on it at all.
Okay.
That's just where I am with it tonight. It's just, nah, I'm not going there tonight. That's what I thought when he played Mr. Bennett. When he played that video, that's what I said. No, we're not going there tonight.
So what are your thoughts, man?
It speaks for itself. Now the whole thing with the
My name is Rosa. They say I'm supposed to sit in the back, but I'm tired of hell, so I'm finna sit right closer. Come get me up then. It's gonna take about 3, 4, 5 men. And I ain't finna repeat myself again. Fight me. Somebody get her. My name is Eve. I didn't believe. I trusted Satan, ate that apple, he deceived. And yeah, I'm naked. I thought I was awakened. I'm the first to do it. Y'all my daughters, we related. Trick on Big Harry. Don't call me slave hoe. The hell? From the underground railroad, bustin' down mouth of dope. When I say run, you better go. In the dark, that Glocky glow.
Hey, in the dark, that Glocky glow.
R-Pain grabbed his chin like he liked it. I think R-Pain liked that.
I'm just thinking about the ancestors, and let's end it all right now. That's all it's just the ancestors say. Well, let's just end it all right now.
Nah, it's the same woman. It's the same woman. She just did cuts of each one.
Man, come on, that's genius, man. Let's go with it. Man. Let's get it.
I don't know what that video editor is, but when I first saw it, I thought it was 4 different women. But
yeah, that's the same girl.
No, I didn't even pick that up, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's very, whatever software she's using, that's.
I love it. I love it. Man.
I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. What's happening? I don't understand what's happening.
Low key, Mandrell, you tapping your feet over there and rolling your shoulders.
No, I'm not. Most certainly I'm not. No.
When she said that, boom, 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 it sound good. Come on, man, don't do that.
He was trying to look grumpy, but he was like,
yeah, he was like, and Mandrell, hey, look, Mandrell probably be in the shower. My name is Drell. Don't call me slave, yo.
My name is Adam. Y'all thought I said.
I believe I had enough ignorance for tonight.
Oh.
No, Noble, this is not my fault. I will not take responsibility for this.
Oh shit, bro.
This buffoonery.
Oh my God. So listen, guys. Now, when a woman argues with a man, okay, it is not good to argue with a man while you're at this facility. Don't go to this facility while you're arguing with a man. Let's check it out. No volume, guys. Here it is.
Oh, I saw this too.
She's at a tiger sanctuary arguing with her husband. Thank you, The Real Precious, for this video. I appreciate you.
Hey, play it again. Play it again.
Mr. Bennett laughing his ass off. Damn. Wait a minute, Mr. Bennett. Hold on. Hold on. Here you go, Mr. Bennett.
She's showing up too, getting out the car.
And I bet it's a big ass sign up there that say, "Do not get out of your vehicle." Got him.
Come here.
And look at him. He like, damn, do I go get her or not?
Here's the thing. Look at the little kid. Look at the little kid, dumbass. You going to chase the damn tiger? Are you kidding me? One more time for Mr. Bennett. One more time for Mr. Bennett.
I love you.
Well, y'all can't blame this one on the sisters. This is like what, India or something like that. Where is this?
Yep.
Somewhere in
I can't blame. All right, so sisters can't take the L on this one.
Ooh,
I mean, personally,
the man takes the L on this one.
No, he doesn't. How does he
yes,
take
he
the L on
does.
this?
No, he doesn't. Yeah, because he should have told me. I said, I don't care how you feel. Go get your ass back in the car.
She got out anyway. What are you going to do, R-Pain?
Yeah,
he should have grabbed her. He should have grabbed her by the collar.
No, here's the thing. Here's my thing with this. In this situation, you know
that. Grab her by the collar.
You should have grabbed her ass by the collar while she was trying to get out, man. Get your ass back in there and shut up.
You're wrong.
No, shit, are you kidding me?
Here's the thing. I disagree. Here's the thing. Okay. Anybody that remember, I was just talking about you earlier tonight about people getting what they asked for. They had it coming for what they done. Now, if you're this dumb, you go right ahead. And when that 600-pound tiger get a hold of your ass, Ain't nothing I can do about it.
But Mandrell,
I can't beat. No. Look, I'm a badass, but I can't beat no tiger. If I can get a hold of you, I can't help you. I can't help you.
All you do is add to his meal. That's
no matter how mad I am at my honey, I still don't want to see it eat by a tiger.
Do it either,
you know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm pissed at you, but I don't want to see it.
If that was the black version of that, the dude would have told him, "Hey, what you doing? Get your ass back in the car." She would have get out. The tiger would have took her. He would have been like, "Baby, I loved you."
And he would have threw out a soul shaker. Hey, tiger,
you gonna sound like your mama.
Here's one thing, ladies. Remember, ladies,
with her hard-headed ass.
Hold on, ladies. Keep in mind when men tell you, don't make decisions based on emotions. This is what we're talking about.
Yep.
She made a conscious decision to get out of a vehicle where she's enclosed and protected from a 600-pound tiger. 100 pounds on average. That means they can be plus or minus. But the average tiger is 600 pounds. I'm nowhere near close to half of that.
Yeah, I'm just following up on this. Actually, she did die from this. Apparently.
She died?
Yeah.
Did she die? Somebody else died too, I think.
Damn.
Probably.
Hey, well, you know what, Mr. Bennett? Just because she died, I'm gonna put some music to it. Here we go.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you
that's bad, man.
to the Hard Show, hosted by yours truly.
And then look at it. Exactly. It's a 600-pound tiger.
Now the kid gonna get out the car. Why would the kid get out the car?
Because he's
mama.
He's afraid of his mama.
He's your man.
One more time.
Spreading the heart all across the land.
I don't know what this is you're playing, bro, but you got to cut this off.
He's
You got to cut this
One more time, say
Shout out to the Real Precious.
Shout out to the Real Precious. Thank you for that video, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Oh my God, y'all got me over here weak, boy.
Listen, that decision is so dumb.
But my thing is,
that's something that was.
So my thing is, if the tigers attack, if the tigers attacking like that, and your kid get out the car, you got to make a decision.
I got to go grab that kid and put him back.
No, I would have made a decision myself. I would have did what my man said. I would have just drove off. What you gonna do?
You can't do that,
JT.
No, JT, you can't do that.
Oh my God!
I'd be so pissed off at her because
I don't want to see it.
Here's the thing, JT. I would be so pissed off. I would be so pissed off at my woman for doing that. Just look at the position you now put me in.
Yep, me too.
Now, what if I save you, but I get killed by the tiger?
Yep.
All because you couldn't sit still.
I ain't getting killed by that fucking tiger.
I'm just saying, like you're supposed to.
Look, JT.
Your wife.
I ain't getting.
Hey, so how come all these decisions are better than me just grabbing her ass by the collar and say, "Sit your ass back in the goddamn car"?
I didn't say that.
That's what I did, man.
No, what
I'm saying, she opened the door. I said, "What are you doing?"
R-Pain, you in the car with your wife doing a drive-through through the zoo they just opened in your area. And it's just the tigers and lions just walking around with you in the car. And your wife say, "I'm sick of you," or "I'm sick of you, Pain. You're getting on my damn nerves. I'm getting out." And she get out the car. You know tigers.
She wouldn't have got out of the car.
I kind of agree with Pain because I would have collared her. I would have collared her. Yeah, I would have collared her.
Yeah.
I snatched her ass back in the seat and drove off.
What are you doing? I mean, we need to be
back in the
later
car.
on.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard Mr. Billy laugh that hard. Mr. Billy was laughing his head.
I didn't, but yeah, I wish I did because, and from what I'm seeing here, actually the woman didn't die. It was her 57-year-old mother. So the person in the car was her mom. Was a mom.
It wasn't a kid. It was a mom.
Yeah, mom. Small.
Yeah, jumped out. The second person came out, tried to save the daughter. She got killed. I just dropped the article.
Now check this out, black man. Now she has to live with the fact that her mother is gone now because she made a decision based on emotions.
Yep.
And got out the car at a cat reserve. Like, where the hell is Joe Exotic? I'm just saying. Where is he? Oh, he's in jail.
Joe Exotic.
He'd have came in handy right there, man. Hey, Joe Exotic was clipping the Tigers. You know that, right?
The other part is how come you have all the locks on
Tigers, you know what I'm saying? But he got overpopulated.
But you know what? Let me say this too, guys. This is not the only video that's like this. There's another video, and this is not funny. There's another video of a guy that had a disability, and his mom walked away from him, and he walked over into the tiger thing and just fell down in there. And the tiger, yes. And the tiger walks up to him and just looks at him for a little bit like, damn. Like the tiger, like, whoa, like the tiger was shocked too. And the disabled guy, waved at him or whatever. A couple of times the tiger backed up, looked at it, and just grabbed him by the shoulder, picked him up in the air, and just carried him off like a piece of paper.
Yeah,
Done.
Tiger's a super strong dude.
Done.
You're not, like I said, I can't be, listen, I'm nice with these hands and feet. I am. I'm nice with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the wrestling. I'm nice with it. I am not beating a tiger.
Nope.
It's 600 pounds of muscle.
Anyone ones, they can actually grab.
Mantrell, you ain't even beating a house cat.
Yep.
They can actually climb a tree holding hundreds of pounds in their mouth and still climb up a tree.
We can't kill shit at you.
And Mandrell, he'll look at you and be like, look at that chicken nugget over there.
I'm saying, right? Look at them, light skin and whatnot. And look. Oh, man, look, come on. Don't put me in that position, ladies. Come on. I'm just
I ain't know she died either, Mr. Bennett. Damn, I feel bad.
Don't put your guy in that position. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You can't.
Yeah, don't put your guy in a position to leave you.
Yeah, don't put him in a position to die either.
I mean, what was she expecting to do? He was going to get out of the car and switch.
No. Arpain, she was going to prove her point. Okay, she gonna tell your ass.
Arpain, wait a minute. We ain't gonna just let that shit slide. You said what you say?
I tell you, I'm trying to figure out what the hell was she going to do by getting around there. Get out. I want to drive. I want to drive.
That's what it looks like.
Don't let me tell you again.
Mr. Brain, you ain't shit.
I'm still trying to figure that shit out. As many times I've seen this, what is she talking about?
What Arpain, like, what else can you do with the video now? Like, we know that was an incredibly dumb decision.
Oh, Arpain, crazy, man.
I would Arpain, like, what, lady? I want to know now. I am serious, lady. Why did you get out the car? It's not. Right. It's not a zoo. A zoo is where the animals are behind cages. A reserve, they roam freely. They roam freely.
Yeah, because I just been like, this is not the time for us to be arguing and proving points right now. We are in the cat reserve.
It is not. It is not. And to the husband, I don't know if he tried to de-escalate the situation or not, but he should have. Situational awareness, fellas. Some places ain't the place. Some places just aren't the place to argue with your lady. I mean, if she wants to make a point, let her have the point, man. Let her have the last word. Whatever. Just too much can go wrong. You guys lack foresight. An incredible amount of foresight. People don't think ahead, but I think ahead with things like this.
Whoa, you think of what?
I think ahead.
That was coming.
Well, I had to think too.
I knew that was coming.
Okay, listen. Stop being juvenile. Now, when it comes to stuff like this, you do have to think ahead, fellas. You have to think 5-6 steps ahead, minimum. I think I'm just like, it's incredible the decisions people make. Look. Now she lost her mother over nothing. I guarantee you that argument wasn't over nothing. I guarantee it went over nothing. And you made a critical error off of how you felt. I don't understand it.
That's
ladies.
crazy.
This is what we need, ladies, on the panel. I want you ladies to explain that to me. White School Podcast, Beautifully Animated Speaks. If you can say more than 3 words without laughing. I need you to do that. I need a woman to come on this panel and explain that to me. Why do you all make decisions like that? And then we tell you, like Arpain was saying, he said his wife, no, what are you doing? Get back in this car. What's wrong with you? You ain't finna get out right now. When we tell you stuff like that, no, I'm doing what I want to do anyway. What? And then you get mad at me when I say, okay. And just leave.
I get what Payne. I get what Payne is saying though when he say
I can't leave.
Your woman about to do something stupid like that. Yeah, she about to do something stupid. You gotta collar her ass.
Right.
Like,
I was messing
you can say I abused you or whatever, but I'm saving your
I'm
damn
saving
life.
your life, right? I was RP. I was
Tigers and shit
I
out
was
here.
speaking at you earlier, RP.
And as soon as
but
you
I,
get
but I
to
feel
the,
you
to
on
the
that.
exit, she can have your ass arrested.
You know what I'm saying? I was having
Yeah,
a fun
I'm
with you earlier,
cool.
but I feel on that. Yeah,
You still can
you
live.
snatch your tail back in that car. Look at where we are.
All right, guys, I found it. I found it. Here it is, right here.
Put the volume on.
The volume, they don't have it. Ain't no volume.
I want to hear it.
Oh, I seen this. Yeah.
I have not seen this.
See, you could tell something wrong with look. See, damn, I hated that shit happened, bro. Watch this. He just.
And here's the thing: the people in animal control and at that place, there's nothing they can do.
Nope.
The zookeepers, there's nothing they can do.
You could kill him. Look at him.
That's
See how I
it.
got him? Look. He just walking around with him in his mouth, bro.
Right. There's nothing that they can do.
Look at that. Look at that. He just testing him out, trying to see if he's a threat.
No,
And look, watch it. Got it. Watch this. Watch. There it is. Watch. Here it comes. Now watch. They show the camera back over there. Grabbed him, picked him up, and carried. Look at that.
And here's the thing: you want to know what the crazy part is?
God.
You want to know what the crazy part is about that, Dwayne? I mean, black man.
Yeah.
That cat probably thought he was just playing.
Yep.
He thought it's something to play with, and he grabbed him and carried him on into his habitat. The cat's trying to play. It's just like bears. Bears will play with you and kill you in accident.
I don't think Mr. Bennett can probably look it up. I don't think they killed the tiger. I think they killed him. I think they took him out because
I didn't see where they.
No, they did. They shot him. If you
they
look
shot
on
at him.
World,
Yeah. They shot at him.
the World Star on World Star, you get a chance to hear it, and you hear everybody screaming because it was in the zoo. So they were on. You had onlookers and stuff, and when he grabbed them and went off into the little woods, they shot at the tiger, but it was too late. It was too late after that.
It was too late.
Because he where he grabbed him at, man, he could have. I think he broke his neck or something, man.
Yeah,
or
that's
hit
how
that
they do.
jugular. Yeah,
That's their attack. They hit the base of the neck or the throat. And they crush that, and then they can. Like I said, he could take that man and he can climb up that tree with all that weight in his hand. They're just adept at climbing as much as the strike.
Yeah, because y'all see the video. There's a video of a little girl, and you know how the zoo bring in the female lions or whatever, and they had a woman there with her baby. The baby probably 3 years old, maybe 4, and she's sitting on her lap, and the lion grabs the fucking baby and tried to eat the baby, drag the baby off stage and carry the baby off stage. And the mama pulling the baby out the damn lion's mouth, and the trainer like, come on, stop, come on. Hell no. My baby not finna be on stage with no wild lion, bro. That shit
There's
crazy.
nothing. Here's the thing: once animals like that decide to do whatever, this is why they don't. The zookeepers don't go inside the cage and try to stop them. They just shoot them.
Yep.
Because there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. An
They got a taste of that human flesh. They got a taste of that human flesh.
Yeah, there's an animal.
You got to get rid of them.
As powerful as it is, there's nothing you can do. Nothing. You are no match for that.
That's like being out in Africa and you walk up on a group of silverbacks. You're fucked.
It's over.
It's up. It's bad.
We had a silverback at the zoo here in Michigan, the Detroit Zoo, with a kid. I don't know if he fell into the little thing or he had climbed the fence, whatever. But the ape had him. But the ape was literally somewhat, but he was treating him like a chimp. He grabbed him by his ankle and he started walking.
He's treating him like a chimp. Yeah, but it was treating him like a.
And then they killed him.
Take care of it.
Yeah, and they killed him. He didn't do any harm to the kid or nothing, but they had to kill him. They had to shoot him.
Because you can't go in there. And see, the thing is, now with apes, we try to pretend like we're so much better than them, but like we're super close to apes in genetics, right? And socialization habits.
Not in strength.
And not in strength, no. But in socialization habits, yeah. The thing is, now that chip recognizes that kid as one of its own, you can't walk in that cage and just pick that kid up and walk away. And that ape is not going to let you walk away with that kid now, because
that's why they had to kill him.
Yeah, the ape now recognizes that kid like, okay, this kid is now under my protection.
Yep.
And it's going to protect that kid now.
And he picked that kid up like it was his.
Yeah, like it, and that's what the thing is. The ape meant no harm. It was a silverback gorilla. It was a gorilla. Yep. It meant no harm, and it was never going to harm that child at all on purpose.
Man,
but you can't. The thing is, you can't take that. You got to take them down.
I've seen some white folks pay to go to the jungle to see silverbacks. And the men and the guys, the tour guides, was walking them on foot. They got out of the car on foot, dumb asses. No black people there, but the Congolian people. Those people that live there were out walking with them, showing them around. Man, when that group of silverbacks walked through them, I said, "Oh, he about to kill all of them." He walked through. The female walked through first, and you should have seen that big ass fucking male silverback come through. I said, "Oh, he about to kill everybody." And he walked through, and the guy said, the little African guy said, "Hey, be still, don't move, be still."
Yeah,
be
don't
still.
move. And
Right, he said, "Well, don't move, please, don't move." Man, that silverback grabbed one of those African dudes. When he flinched a little bit, he grabbed him by the ankle, Mandre, and pulled him like he was just a piece of rope.
Yeah,
I mean, the strength is amazing.
It is. They're 20 times stronger than humans. 20 times.
And the lady,
that's a strong human, though.
Right?
Yeah, And here's the thing: it's on record where some poachers went out into a safari and tried to poach some silverbacks. One of the silverbacks grabbed one of the dudes hanging from a tree and literally with his barehanded ripped a guy's head off. It's on record.
Yeah, that's what happened to the lady. Remember the lady had a monkey.
That lady, she deserved that. She deserved it. She
got her face ripped off.
Yeah. When he ripped her face off, she deserved it. She was feeding that chimp candy, cakes and candies, and cocaine, and heroin. Yes, she was doping that chimp up. She was. JT is right. She was, because that's what I was getting to. All the pills that she was giving him, and the cocaine.
He was high. Beat the dog shit out of him.
Yeah. He said, "Come here."
It's a chimp. And here's the thing: that wasn't a silverback, black man. That was a chimp. That was one of the little ones.
The little ones.
Yep.
That was a chimpanzee.
And the man that was describing the strength of a silverback, he said the strength of a silverback is the equivalent to a Volkswagen falling on your head.
Yeah, exactly.
Dang.
Those things about 500-600 pounds.
You know how strong they are when you see that their vertical is impeccable.
Have you ever seen two fucking silverback males fight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bro, listen, man. And here's the thing. Just imagine.
It sounds like in the movies,
right?
Don't it?
JT, imagine what it's like to fight, to see a Kodiak brown bear go at with somebody. No,
with a gorilla?
Because bears actually wrestle. Gorillas are trying to use their most powerful weapon at all times.
So if a gorilla ran into that fucking bear, who you got?
Oh, the bear's got it, hands down. Easy.
Yeah, because the bear got claws, man.
Easy work.
Whoa.
So just on strength alone, JT.
A silverback gorilla and a grizzly?
Kodiak.
Grizzly got his ass.
Okay. Now, those ones are the Alaskan archipelago.
Honestly, any one of them. I picked the grizzly, I picked the brown, and I picked the Kodiak.
Yeah, but you know what's more vicious than the
silverback? Has no. The silverback.
You know what's more vicious than the Kodiak?
It's the equivalent of us going up against a silverback as the silverback going up against that bear. That bear rip him apart, dude. No easy work.
Yeah, that they are very destructive.
They said the polar bear is more vicious than all of them.
Yes. Here's the thing, because and this is true. If it's a brown, if the bear is brown, that means Kodiak, grizzly, brown, regular brown, or whatever. Lay on the ground. If it's brown, lay on the ground. Play dead. If it's black, fight back. You can scare a black bear away because here's the thing. A black bear. Here's the thing. Yeah, if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay on the ground. Black, fight back. If it's white, night. That's true. I'm not kidding. I kid not.
With the black bear, you are not lying. I was in Watertown, New York. Bro. And me and the bear both walked up on each other. I'm walking. I'm going to my barracks. This is in the evening. I'm going to my barracks. The bear was coming out of the woods. We both looked at each other. I ran. The bear jumped up in the tree. That shit was crazy, and it was some people that saw. I wish they had video cameras back then, because that would have been easily $10,000.
Black Bear said that they're pretty much just scavengers. They just go into people's garbage cans and stuff like that. They ain't looking.
We scared each other.
The only time they get aggressive, their cubs are around. Then mom may get a little aggressive, but like outside of that, they ain't trying to fight nobody.
And see, black bears, black man. The thing is with black bears, they actually sometimes forget that they're bears. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's human around, they'll forget. Like Mr. Bitter said, they're just trying to scavenge. And so when you find them, they know they're not supposed to be there. So it's like
they tear your damn car up, though.
And then they'll run. Yeah, and if you get but if they want you, if they want you, they're gonna have you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. And here's one more thing. The last thing, the worst thing about bears is that they don't bother killing you first. They just start eating you.
Yeah,
they'll grab you and they'll grab you and just start eating. They don't bother killing you first.
Now, Mandre, let me tell you this. Have y'all seen the clip of Joe Rogan at I don't know where it's in, like Colorado or something, where he lives, where he got cameras, around his property. But he said he caught one of the biggest. He said he talked to a person. He caught one of the biggest fucking bears on camera that he's ever seen in his goddamn life. And he said they got to kill that big son of a bitch, or he gonna kill everybody. Let me show you. Let me show you.
Bear trap. Can you still use bear traps?
I don't know. I know one thing. This one right here needs to die. I'm telling you right now. Wait till y'all see it. This motherfucker needs to die immediately. Let me play it for y'all. Here it is, right here. Watch this shit.
Posted on my Instagram today.
No, I didn't.
Oh boy.
Fair use.
Oh boy. Just so people I love this video because it's a camera that's set up and someone put food in front of the camera and a light so that when the grizzly bear walked in, you can get video of this thing walking in. You get a sense of what it would look like if that thing was like walking up to you. And any illusion,
holy crap,
any illusion that you have that you could somehow survive if that thing wanted to kill you should be instantaneously erased when you see this video.
Crap.
Look at the size of that fucking thing. I mean, look at the fucking size of it. Play that again, because it's so insane. When you see it walking, the immense power of this thing.
It's like a truck.
And this thing could run 40 miles an hour. Like, you're fucked.
You're done.
You're done. 40 miles an hour. I can't do shit with that.
Here's the thing.
You ever see how their face look? That motherfucker always be looking like this.
Yeah.
What?
40 miles an hour, bro.
40 miles.
Yeah, that big son of a bitch.
That's almost Usain Bolt. That's like twice as fast as Usain Bolt.
And the thing is,
40 miles an hour.
Have you ever seen how fast they are when they climb trees? Amazing. Amazing.
Mandre, imagine, Mandre, you went camping and you woke up and that motherfucker was looking you dead in the eyes.
Oh, well.
Looking like, but he gonna be looking like this.
Yeah.
Right.
He gonna probably talk. He probably gonna talk.
Let the bottom lip drip.
He probably gonna talk.
Yeah.
Let that bottom lip drip.
Look at this big ass. He gonna say,
"Wake up."
He gonna look at Mandre. He gonna say, "Look at this salmon."
No, he's not.
Look at this nigga right here.
Like, man, come on.
What?
Hey, another thing, you shoot him, you piss him off.
Yes. I'm talking about with 30-06s, you'll piss him off.
Dude, I seen a dude, he was in the
coming
woods
with
somewhere, bro,
30-06.
and he was going down the river on a boat, and the cubs was in the water playing. And the boat passed by the cubs, and the mama she got into protective mode, and that big fucking bear come across that goddamn water, and he shot 2 times in the air, and thankfully the bear turned around. But that bear was finna eat him up, bro. It was finna be bad. It was about to be really, really bad, bro.
Where was that, in Montana?
Maybe. I don't know. That's a big ass bear.
Shit.
Damn, boy. Just imagine it. That's what I'm saying. I can't go. I don't want like them African safaris. People want to get out and walk around. Damn that. You don't know what's in the damn that.
Here's the thing about those safaris, black man. You already in a Jeep with no covering. It ain't like you in an enclosed vehicle with air conditioning. No. There's no top on that vehicle, man.
I tell you what, that'll be the last safari you gonna want to go on, man. When you get close to them damn, just the lions itself, them some big. I didn't know how big a lion was until I seen a lion.
You see it in your face
with no bars or nothing. The lion just looking like, I could just eat all y'all ass right now.
And you know, my sons got into a huge fight about this. My son said, I said, you know what? I'm just joking. We're going to go to Africa on a safari. My son said, I'm not going. Leave me here, Daddy. And my 16-year-old, he go my 11-year-old. No, we can go. We can go. I want to go. And my son said, yeah. And then why you want to go to a place where if you get caught by a lion, then the hippopotamus, the lion, and the hyena sharing your body. One in your feet, one in your body, one in your head. He said, I'm not going, Daddy. You can take that food. I ain't going. I said, yes, son.
And you know what the thing is?
We ain't never going.
Black man, here's the thing. He's not right. The hippopotamus, if he wants your body, all the other animals are going to leave it. Even the lion doesn't mess with the hippopotamus.
Man, I see the hippopotamus
in the jungle, a hippopotamus is the most dangerous animal out there.
Yeah. I seen one run. I seen one of them.
Yeah, it kills. Yeah, than any other animal. It kills more humans every year than any other animal. And here's because people think it's just fat. That big size of the hippopotamus, they think it's fat. No, it's just a thin layer of subcutaneous fat. A thin layer of subcutaneous fat. It's all muscle. Hippos are all muscle.
And they're more hairier than people think.
Yeah, hippos are all muscle, man.
Man, so listen,
they're so dangerous. It's ridiculous, and they run like 35 miles an hour.
Man, Mandrell, I meant to say I saved this for you. I wanted to play this right before we go into our conversation. Thanks. Who's this sent this? Oh, thank you, Mike Jones. Mike Jones sent me who? Whoa, wait a minute.
Who?
Mike Jones sent me a $5 cash app. So thank you so much for that, man. I'm gonna play this for you. Then we're gonna get into some meat.
You in her DM, I'm in her mouth, we not the same. Flipping the funk, the heat, the fire, got the flame. Came with the gift, the gab, and blessed with lots of game. Be mad at me, they know I'm not to blame. You in her DM, I'm in her mouth, we not the same.
Oh, okay. That was for you, Mandrell. All right.
Look, I'm waiting on Kurt Franklin to cuss on stage one of these days.
But he already cussed his son out.
We already heard him cuss. I mean,
man,
I
he
guess
told his son, "You bitch nigga,
well,
stop playing with me."
Yeah. I will break your mother effing neck, nigga.
All right, man. Let me ask y'all this.
And he called me the N-word.
Yeah, he did. Man. Yeah, he did. So let me ask y'all this question real quick. Is shame the antidote for the poison in our community? Is shame the antidote for the poison in our community? I had a conversation with Mandrell about this earlier today off camera, but I want to know what you guys think. JT, Mr. Bennett, Mr. Payne, Mandrell, is shame the antidote for the poison in our community? All right, we can go with Mandrell first.
The answer is no, and that's because shame doesn't work anymore. No one's ashamed of their behavior. And it's because people think that they're right. They think that what they're doing is correct. And no amount of evidence you show them, for the most, and I'm talking about people in general, I'm not talking about every single solitary person, but in general, it seems like people, you can't tell them anything. They're right and you're wrong. Or they just tell you to shut up because that's what they want to do and that's it. And you're not going to tell them anything to stop it. So shame doesn't work anymore unless you're a child, a toddler, or younger. That's when shame works. However, on teens and adults, not so much anymore, man.
All right. Let's go, Mr. Bennett. What do you think?
Well, I don't think you really shame anybody who doesn't want to be corrected. So I mean, just from a sporting background, I've had football coaches, I've had basketball coaches. They'll cuss you out. Some of it is to the point where, there's a way you can, you went at players, and I know a lot of stuff you can't even, you would know more than I would, Black man, as far as, what you can and cannot say today. But back in the day, there's the kind of thing that said, shaming in that you're better than this kind of shaming.
Right.
And then there's the stuff that's like, you ain't worth blank. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that kind of tactic, thinking that you can totally just, destroy somebody and think that they're going to respond positively to that over time. No, but if someone is sort of off where the expectations here, you expect someone to be in a certain place and the tactic is such where you want to get them back to where they can be and they know that, then I think in doses, I think too much of that I think becomes destructive in either case. But I think with some people, especially if they have a sense of who they're supposed to be and they're not acting up to that, I think it could be a way to sort of bring them back. But, some coaches I know destroyed players just by just constant, like there's no reinforcement. There's, you yell them in practice, but then after the game, you put your arm around them and say, hey, yeah, it was rough day or whatever. Hey, let's get back or something. But some are like none of that. You either with it, you're not, or get off the team or whatever. And I've seen guys destroyed, with that. So just like anything else, not all strategies work for everybody. And I think you have to know who you can, at least on the individual, as far as a collective. I know people talking about, even with your title, that preacher was on your title. He's got no filter at all. He'll call out anybody pretty much. But I don't know if that can work in mass. But on individual level, I think you got to know what buttons you can push with a certain person. And I think you need to be able to, coach them, if you will, to that. If you want to use shame, again, you got to know who you're dealing with. But I don't think it's just a broad application across the board. No, I don't think it's going to be effective long term.
Yeah, and now let me ask you this, Mr. Bennett, real quick before we move on to the next person. I'm going to give a name. You say yes or no to if they are like that. Nick Saban.
I don't. One, I hate Alabama, so I don't watch a lot of Alabama football.
Hey,
from what I've heard, he can be that toxic guy. But see, now what a situation like that, now what you may have is, a lot of these teams like Bobby Knight.
I was just going to say that. You took it out of my mouth. Go ahead.
But he always played that good cop, bad cop thing.
Yep.
See, he would treat his players like trash, but the assistant coaches, those were the guys who were going to go and put their arm around the guy after, Bobby Knight got in their butt over something. So again, but even now, you still got players. Isaiah Thomas still doesn't like Bobby Knight to this day. So, and he's won a national championship with him. And he was, obviously a champion for the shout out to the Pistons from back in the day, also. But yeah, I don't know if that necessarily works. But if that's the environment that you're constantly in, and that you get no reinforcement, you get no positive with that, I think over time, I think you generally wear your guys out. And especially if you're talking about grown people, you might be able to do some of that with impressionable teenagers. But you see it with the pros all the time, especially the NBA, NFL. It's the players' leagues, so you can't go in with that shaming tactic trying to get on somebody, thinking Greg Popovich, same thing. You got to be the only way he was able to win. He said that Tim Duncan allowed him to chew him out, but he told him that's what he's going to do. He said, "Let me coach you hard, because if I can get to you, then I can get to the other players." But they kind of worked it out. It was kind of like a wink thing. And, it's like, yeah, you can, say what you got to say, but he knew where he was coming from with it. But the guys talking about you ain't S and all this other kind of stuff and just constantly berating you, especially with the climate in today, you don't know what's going to happen. Fights breaking out, attacking the coach or whatever. It's a different type of guys out there today. You just can't be special on the pro level. These grown men making millions of dollars. You just can't talk to them any way you want to. You're going to shame them into playing better. You're going to have a problem.
And I have two more for you. I said Nick Saban already. Right now, Mr. Louis, that's Mr. Deion Sanders. He took 42 players and sent their ass to the house. And he talked about them pretty bad, about their listening to music, not wanting to work. And he told them when he walked in, I know all y'all play here last year. You got your favorite coaches. I'm coming, and I'm bringing my Louis with me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? Same thing or no?
No, I think he was just doing I don't think it was necessarily personal. It was just a house cleaner. So look, you guys were 1-11 last year. So none of y'all are really that good. So his thing is, I'm going to rebuild this program. And so y'all want to go in the portal if you want to or whatever. So I don't think he necessarily took it out personally on any particular player, but none of those guys in that situation were in a position to say something because, again, they were 1-11. And this was, I remember Colorado back in the day, they were a national championship contender. Cordell Stewart played for the Steelers. So I remember how good they used to be back in the day. So again, if you're just going to do just a mass house cleaning and just you're going to deal with those who really want to play, that's one thing. But I think his decision was already made up for. So even that, I would say no. To answer your question, I don't think that's shaming shaming per se. I just think, and also you got to look at, again, the culture that was there before was not one that was necessarily conducive to winning. And so if anything, the coaches that were there prior, what were they doing? If anything, if you're going to shame anybody, those former leaders who were there, they need to shame. If those guys got jobs after that, you trying to come to my program with a 1-11 performance with all that stuff that they got over there at Colorado. I mean, I saw the videos. I mean, the school, what don't you have there to be successful as a player? You got the jacuzzis, you got the weight room, you got all that stuff over there, got all these boosters and stuff, and y'all can't do better than that. It's like, for anyone who wants to coach from that program, you can't come here.
Right, and the last one, and we'll move on. The man that said to a plane full of grown men from 25 years old to damn near 38, y'all didn't play well tonight, ain't none of y'all eating with me. Mr. Michael Jordan himself.
Michael Jordan.
Because have you seen The Last Dance?
Yes, I did.
When he on the sideline, the dudes Ricky just got there. He called him a bitch. You ain't shit. What are you doing? Oh, you a bitch. You shoot like a bitch. Like, he was like, Mike was not no joke, bro. Like, he was so go ahead. I'll let you.
Man,
Mike was a different cat, bro. Like, ain't nobody eating. You better not touch no food. How can a grown man tell 20 some other grown men they can't eat?
Because
they didn't eat, bro. Like,
but to me, that's it. But that's a different. I don't understand. I mean, you saw a lot of players interview doing that, that thing, and you see what's going on with him and Pippen now. Gosh, I mean, that's a total different story right now. What's happening in that situation? But I think it's different when it's coming from a teammate versus an authority, a coach, a head coach, or something like that. To me, it's a different relationship. But in that case, I guess they were looking at it from the standpoint of, look, this is our meal ticket. I eat because he eats. So I think they, those guys decided, to play it differently. But again, I think in today's climate, I don't think guys go for that anymore. I mean, you saw that would happen with the Golden State Warriors and Draymond and the I think we got Poole that just traded and whatnot. So so it's a
but Kobe was like that too, though, guys. Because
he wasn't like Jordan, though.
A lot of players were saying that Kobe would come in and he would lead practice, and Coach Phil Jackson was like, "Where you going?" And Kobe said, "Man, these motherfuckers don't want to play. All of them some bitches. They play like hoes." He said, "I'm the only one working hard here. I'm the first one in this bitch, the last one to leave. These young motherfuckers don't want to do shit. They stupid." It's like he was on the ass.
But
Kobe was the same way.
But did it work though? I mean, he won his first 3 with Shaq, who they had a contentious relationship. He was able to get it, win the title later on with Gasol and those guys. But again, I mean, I don't know if any of that helped the team necessarily play better. None of those guys are going to say, "Oh, well, because he got on us like that, oh yeah, we decided to perform for him." They didn't. No one go. He didn't inspire anybody. I guess.
And I think when you in it, like, one of the things I do know about basketball and basketball players is that they can be very contentious. Like a lot of them. Some guys think they play better than what they actually do, but because they probably got a break, they got a chance to go to a AAA college or something like that. They'll come back, or they'll be in camps, and they think just because they were ranked higher that, because they all fighting for that number 1 spot, their attitude gets terrible. It gets very terrible. However, but when you're in that space, that basketball space, everybody wants to be able to, for one, play. Then it's the respect thing. You know what I'm saying? Amongst the players. So you're talking about from high school to NBA, you trying to get that name. So that's why you got the McDonald's League, and you had all these different camps that they go in, and everybody wants to have it. Like when you seen Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was a really little guy compared to what he ended up being. And he wasn't a confrontational dude or nothing like that. And he was around Oakley and Jordan and all these strong personalities.
Rodman.
But Rodman didn't have a strong personality. Rodman wanted to be everybody's friend. On that court, he was a beast. But when he was out off the court, he actually separated it. Right. So Rodman was more of, when you had Isaiah and Mahorn and all them, Rodman was the one that they was like, we got to take care of him, because they already seen how fragile he was when it came down to getting his feelings hurt and all these different things. Rodman, man, he wanted to kill himself many a time.
He had a bad childhood though, man. His mother was like, still to this day, he has never had a good relationship with his mother. Like even when he became an adult and made all this money and stuff like that. And surprisingly, he's taking very good care of his money. To a surprising amount, but the thing is,
and that's why he said he don't date. Yeah, he said that's why he don't date black women.
He don't date
black
women.
One
So
is because of his mom, and in school the girls used to call him, ugly, you a worm, you like a worm in the face, you stupid, you ugly. And he said all through school, ugly prom, ugly, junior prom, ugly.
That's how black women treated him. So he doesn't date them anymore. And
he said
with his mom,
never date.
His mom treated him so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what made him so fragile. You know what I'm saying? Like
until he had a coach like Chuck Daly, and he had big brothers like Mahorn, Zeke, and all them. He didn't know what love actually was. So it prepared him for when he went to the Bulls, because when Jordan and Pippen didn't like him at all. Pippen couldn't stand him, but Pippen had to get on the program. Jordan was like, man, we about to get this guy so we can win us some more rings. And you had the coach that was there to coach, and that's one of the things about being a coach. Like, man, you a coach, you already know you got to get personable with your players, man, whatever level that you are with them. And going back to your question, shaming is not, I think is way less effective than it was, because you had people that had different incentives. You had people that really wanted to be great in whatever it was that they did. You had people that wanted to be in the position that their elders were in when it came down to the hierarchy. As when you seen your grandfather and how he was being treated by the family, you wanted to eventually get to that, and you had to acquire that. You know what I'm saying? But then the family start breaking up. You don't know how to get to that hierarchy anymore, because you couldn't even get to the hierarchy of your dad, let alone his dad and his. So that, I think, when it came down to the shame and all these different things, I think it affected men a little more than it affected women, because women were they just did what was in front of them at first, until you start having women who was like, I want to get out here and do this. Like when I hear my mom talk, I always say, she's green, you know what I'm saying? Because she was married at 18.
Right.
That dating stuff she didn't really know. So when she see things now, like when she sees things, she be like, oh my God, it's really, really terrible to her. Right. But if you see some other women that's her age, and they wasn't raised the way she was, they wasn't married at such a young age and things like that, and they wasn't covered in all these different things, they talk with the nastiest mouth. And then you wonder why the younger girls, I'm talking about these older women, their mouth was way worse than these young women.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So the shaming part was the elders stopped making it incentivized to do well. They just took that part out and they just did the shaming part. I've seen parents try to shame their children off of doing what they were doing. Your room is dirty. The house is dirty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're trying to shame their child off of the things that they done. So yes, it's definitely it's a lost art, in my opinion. It's a very lost art.
But to your point, JT, that's what I think I was saying earlier. It's like the type of shaming that works is the one that, again, it's about inspiration, or it's moving you towards a standard or an ideal that you, in a lot of ways, want to pursue. But again, you might get caught up in stuff. You may get off it for a while. It's to get you back on track. It's like, hey, this is who you are, king. This is who you are, queen. This is the standard. And look, stay here. It's to get you off. But if your mind is totally just on saying you ain't this, you ain't that, you know, or that kind of thing. You're not building up anybody. It's just total destroys. You can't do anything right. It's just negative, just all the time. And
no instructions.
They just tune you out.
Yeah. That was one of the things in the military that we, you know, when it came down to it, it was inspiration and then there was shame. It was kind of like, you know, when you go into units and stuff, they always had pride in certain things.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, you know, if they were the first to get there, the last to leave, or the ones to get the job done, and then you see somebody that's slacking, or what we call in the military shamming, and all these different things, and you be looking like, see, you ain't part of us. You ain't in third ID. You ain't a third ID guy. You're not a third ID.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
right. So, but there was an incentive that was there. You know, when you seen, that's what I loved about the military. When you seen somebody, the uniform was squared away, you know, the boots from how they looked to what they did and how squared away they was of doing their job, how squared away they were when it came down to having things in order and things like that. Now it's kind of like they, you know, you got a lot of young adults are just lost. We talk about people with children already. They're lost.
Yeah.
Not only do they not know how to be parents, they don't even know how to be leaders or followers. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see beautifully animated in the chat.
All right.
Beautifully animated.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say this. When it comes to this whole situation, I think that shame is. I was telling Mandrell today, when I was a kid, I was about 5, 6 years old, and I went into a grocery store and I asked my mom for some candy. And you know the rules: don't ask for shit, don't touch shit, because you ain't getting
shit.
And so I went in, I asked my mom, she said, "You already know the answer. Don't stop asking me questions. I'm coming in, I'm getting out of here." And I grabbed that piece of candy and put it in my pocket. And I got in the car, I'm chewing my ass off. And my mom said, "What you eating?" I said, "Nothing. My tongue." Lying, just lying. And she said, "That's that candy." She said, "Get out." She drove back to the grocery store. And she said, "Get out." And she made me walk in with the rest of the candy that I had, man. And I walked in and she said, "Where's the manager?" The manager came out. She said, "Tell him what you just did." And I said, "I took some candy." She said, "You didn't take anything. You what?" I said, "I stole some candy at the store." She said, "Okay." She said, "Now, are you going to apologize?" And I apologized. Then she said, "Now, the money that I was going to give you for some book fair, something I wanted to do," she took that money and gave it to him to pay for the candy that I had already eaten. And she did it in front of I was in front of everybody. I felt so bad. Even now, when I go into a store, I said, right? It's like, I ain't doing, right? Because it sticks with you when you get that. Listen, my mama shamed me with that shit, bro. It broke me. When I went to the store, I walk with my hands behind my damn back. I ain't lying. Like, that was embarrassing as shit. Because my mom was like, she already scared me. She said, "If they decide to call the police on you, ain't nothing I can do. Come on in here. Let's go." And after that, she didn't have any more problems. You know, so I think sometimes it's necessary. But, you know, like Mandrell said today, people don't care. Girls out here with their titties out, ass out, jumping on camera. You know, you go to New Orleans to Mardi Gras, it'll show you that people don't care no more. You know, one day we need to all plan a trip and go down to Mardi Gras. Mr. Bennett, you go down Mardi Gras and you feel something on your head. It's a pair of titties just swinging on the back of your head, you know. You know, you even on Mardi Gras, you'll walk, and the people from Louisiana know what I'm talking about. You'll walk down Bourbon Street and look down the alleyway and see a girl riding a man right there, just sex right there in the street, just in a puddle of piss, just having sex. You know, giving head, all kind of shit. Like, people just, Mandrell got a point. Some people just don't care about shame no more. They don't care if somebody, they pull a video out, they be like, "Yeah! Oh, yeah!" Like, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a damn about being on camera. They don't give a damn about being shamed. But I think, like Mr. Bennett said, people that really care, you know, you really care. Like, if you're a man of substance and you're a man of community and a man of family, you care if your wife and kids know that you was fucking the next door neighbor on your wife. You care. That's shameful, right? You care if they caught you or you got caught stealing, or like I gave Mandrell I gave the show earlier I did today this example. Imagine tonight, and I'm gonna use Security Boss. Shout out to her again. What if you got up in the morning, you looked on YouTube, and you say, and you hear Security Boss and Mr. Boss was arrested as the biggest drug kingpins in South Carolina. That would be shameful, right? Because everybody like, hell no. People wouldn't even believe it, right? But it would be shameful to know that her and her husband were running dope and doing a YouTube show, right? It would be shameful, right? And then when say for instance, they get off or they get a slap on the wrist for being first-time offenders, she can't come back to YouTube and say nothing.
Right.
We're gonna put it all in one pot.
Yeah, we're gonna put it all in one pot and smoke the pot. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, so
we can see around here. We believe in one pot. Okay, so we try to, and we also believe in marriage because we're trying to get married.
But,
hey, Shemaria got it though. Shemaria did a really good. JT, I don't know if you saw that, but Shu did an impression of Security Boss.
Yeah,
man, that was
man.
And like Mr. Bennett, like if we found out Mr. Bennett was running a whole house, in Jersey. We look on the newspaper tomorrow, and Mr. Bennett caught.
If I heard that, I would be dying.
With 23 prostitutes, making $100,000 a month.
Mr. Bennett, if I heard that about you, I would die.
I would too. I'd be like, no,
I would hit the floor laughing, dude. I really would.
Although
I get on YouTube, I'll be like, I can't trust none of these bastards.
So I'm the last one for everybody.
Wow. Mr. Payne caught Mr. Payne caught Mr. Payne caught eating coochie in a library. I just wouldn't believe it.
Well, if I could say something on the shame thing, I real quick. One of the reasons why shame doesn't work anymore is because it's rooted in the culture of a society. And when your culture is destroyed, like Black culture is, there's nothing in there to shame you over. Right. So if we look at all the societies and with the strong culture, one of the reasons why people follow these cultures down through the ages is because along with the good things, there's shame for doing wrong things. And everybody sticks on code. Right. So in the Black community, we don't have, our culture is just pure shit all from top to bottom. It's decadent. And it's not just women, it's men. Men drill rap and misogyny rap and all that. And then the women, all they talk about is their box. That's it. It's just about how many dicks they can suck and all that. I mean, it's broken on both ends, and there's no shaming because, and plus it's, men can get shamed by each other, right? Because we still have this thing where we want to be accepted by our peers. So there is a level of shame that men will go through because we want to be able to at least be respected by other men that we admire. I don't think there's any such thing for women anymore. That's why we can't tell the difference between, that's even the good women don't have a very hard time saying anything negative about the bad ones. So the cultural breakdown hurts them more, but we're all in the same kind of boat. So it's hard to throw stones. But men do consider shame a little bit more, especially when it's in the backdrop of who we want to be respected by. And I think we still have that. We lose that, then we're done.
Now, Mr. B, let me share this with you. Beat it up, nigga. Catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top. I want to ride. I do a Kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth. Look in my eyes. This pussy is wet. Come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. Let's role play where I disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make it cream, make it scream. Out in public, make a scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but I let you know I got this ring. Okay, so we watch this here because I think it's good to have Mr. Hunk. This for you, Mandrell.
He's in the building.
said, gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me, and jump out for you. Let it get inside of me. I tell him where to put it, never him where I'm about to be. I run down on him for I have a nigga running me. Okay? These are the songs that women are listening to today. Do you feel like they have any shame? She even went medical. She said, look, I need a harder hitter, a deep stroke. I need a Henny drink. I need a weed smoker, not a garden snake. I need a king cobra with a hook in it. Lean me over. All right. Then she went medical. She said, he got some money. Then that's where I'm headed. Pussy A1, just like his credit. He got a beard. Hold on. He got a beard. Well, I'm trying to wet it. I'll let him taste it. And now he a diabetic. I don't want to spit. I don't want to go. I want to gag. I want to choke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing swinging at the back of my goddamn throat. What do y'all feel about that?
Are they married?
No.
All right, then then I got.
That
if
was
they're married,
sexy.
look. If they married, look, all bets are off. So all that's in play in the marital playhouse.
Was that WAP? Was that the song WAP?
Yep. And you got 9-year-old girls saying, I want to touch that little dangly thing in the back of my throat. I'm like, oh hell no.
So let me tell you, let me. The lyrics is one thing, but when you have panderers that would tell you that you have the audacity, and I'm proud of you. You had Miss Waters,
that's right,
that told this young lady
that's
that she
the
was
woman.
proud of her to come out with the song WAP. And what I have to say, my little sister, is you have the audacity. She couldn't find the words.
She said WAP should be the song of the year.
She said when she told that young lady that she was proud of her, that was another strike. And that just put shame up under the bed.
And we know Maxine Waters pussy ain't been wet since Noah's flood. See, and then she out here promoting, saying that
she's a panderer.
Yeah, this is empowerment. She said that song is empowerment for the.
She said it was empowerment, and she said that she was, the young women should look up to her. If you guys go see.
That's right before the election.
Yep.
And when she sat there and pandered to that young lady, instead of actually pulling her to the side, she didn't have to put her on blast or anything like that. She should have had a meeting with her. She should have had a meeting with everybody else that has something to do with what they're doing to these young girls when it comes down to, because I just don't think that, and this is how I look at it, I don't think that rap music or these rappers, these female rappers have the I don't think that they have it's the impact that we think that it is on younger generation. I think it's the actual environment that has way more of an impact on how these kids are or these young adults are how they're actually acting out here. I think it's the environment that has it more than this whole realm of entertainment. I think the entertainment part of it is a play on it, but I think that I think the older people that can actually talk to them, the people that are closer to them, should be able to impact them even more. And I think that's where the shame would have been pretty good, but there's no more shame. So
Mr. Payne and everybody, this is the young lady whose song this is. This is Megan.
Yeah, Meg Thee Stallion.
All right, she threw the first pitch out. Let's just have a moment. Okay, she threw the first pitch out at the Houston Astros game. Just where we are today.
I'd be mad if that was my daughter.
I'd be pissed.
I'd be pissed. Throwing out the pitch?
No, Mr. Bennett, you see that?
What, her attire? What's the
No. You got it's not the pitch. This is as tame as I've ever seen her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't.
And people give her credit for her body being real. right? Because she don't have no surgeries, no all that ass and breast.
She's young. Her body's supposed to be like looking like that.
Yeah, she came.
I'm just trying to figure out where y'all go. Listen, let me tell you something. BMU.
Yeah.
There's a video of her and Cardi B doing WAP, and there's an arena of like at least 10,000 little girls with their cigarette lighters up, word for word, singing it.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. That's my problem. I don't have nothing to do. Listen, when they do grown people shit, they do grown people shit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but it's so intertwined with what young folks. It's so accessible to young folks to the point where it's on regular TV, it's on IG. It's just accessible. So the same things that we can get a hold to, the young folks can get a hold to it too. I have no problem with. I never have a problem with porn. I never have a problem with rap music when they cussing and all that stuff. But the accessibility that they have with it right now, where
that's the
it's
point,
like,
though, brother. That's the point, JT. The point is the world's accessible to everybody at every level. Yeah. So if there's no governors on that, and that's where the adults have to come in. Because, and I know we don't like censorship, but that's why they try to put parental controls on certain things, or computer and all that. But all I'm just trying to say is it's because it's out there. But make no mistake, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion targeted these young girls with these songs. They didn't do that for adults. They're doing it for people in that demographic who spend money to buy those things.
Do you see the treatment? Do you see the treatments on the videos? All that. You got pink, red, you got all these colors, you got ice cream, you got lollipops, you got all the things that make the young people eyes pop that goes towards you. You got the Barbie looking thing with the wigs and all this stuff, all these different colors that pop out at you. Man, it's just like how they did it at Burger King and McDonald's. These colors, the way that the shapes are, and all these different things. So yeah.
Hey, Rilla, what's up, Rilla, man? Welcome to the show, brother.
Man, what's the good word, family? How y'all doing, man?
What's going on?
Maintaining, beloved, maintaining.
Yeah, let me get this question out to you, man. Is shame the antidote for the poison in our community, or is shame dead?
Calm down, light skin.
You know what? Grape Ape. I'm gonna no, I'm sorry, that's Black Man. He's Grape Ape. You're McGilla. That's right.
Yeah, man, Drill, you going back to the classics, bro.
Yeah. USA Cartoon Express.
We'll just put a wig on you and call you.
Did this man say USA Cartoon Express is the classic?
Did.
Wow.
That is classic.
Okay, yeah. I go way back further than that. I go back NBC Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh, so brother, come on.
Some USA.
I go back to the Go Box, bro. Okay. Don't play with me.
Hold on, light skin. Let me answer Black Man question, man. I think a lot of time, like the it's a tool. It's not the solution, but it is a tool. I heard y'all talking on the way home, and it was a lot of conversation around shaming and stuff like that. I think the key is you can't be some random person trying to shame anybody, right? It's all based on the respect that they have for the covering, right? Like for me, I got in plenty trouble when I went to Atlanta, but while I was here at the crib, I rarely got into anything because I didn't want to, disappoint my grandma. And then when you was out of pot, like the women in our family, she shamed the hell out of the women in our family, right? And so I think it's all about. I have mentors who I don't want to disappoint and stuff like that, and so I just think it's really a tool. It's not the solution. But I think because it's so absent from our community now, I think people just, they think it's ineffective, but I don't necessarily think that. I don't think that. I think even with some of these shorties, man, like when they latch on to you, man, they don't want to disappoint you. Right. If you shame them, sometimes it could break them, but you gotta break them down and then build them back up. So I think it's a tool. I think it's still useful. I find use in it. Shame all these motherfuckers, man. Shame on all these motherfuckers. Real talk.
Like Mandrill.
Yeah, definitely. Shame on. Hey, Mandrill, I hate that you jumped off a Precious panel, man. You was cooking. You was really on one, and I came right behind you and co-signed everything that you had said. I think with that situation that happened over there on Halsted, I actually went live in the Facebook group, in the Lapeef Facebook group, and went over to where that situation took place. And it was interesting because it was a brother in there, it's Hispanic owned, number one. And it was a brother in there just kikiing and laughing it up.
That explains the rats that ran across the floor when he hit the lady in the face.
Oh, I ain't seen no rats,
It's
but
Hispanic. Yeah, y'all ain't looking for it, but a rat, when he hit it in the face the first time, a rat ran clean across the floor.
Oh my gosh.
I went back and watched that video like 9 times, and I looked at everything. Grandpa who walked out the door with the cigar in his mouth. I mean, he got clean out of there, man. I was like, good Lord.
Yeah, it's a different. See, like I was telling them, I said, you know, I don't agree and I don't condone, but I understand everything that happened. I understand why Paw walked off. I don't understand why dude took it to that level to swing on baby, but I understand why she did what she did, why the son did what he did. And it's not something that you want for anybody, but man, you I think you were saying it. You said he kept campaigning.
Kept campaigning
and got elected.
He got elected.
Yep.
Now Chicago, let me ask you this. Let's rewind it a little bit because I said this earlier, play devil's advocate. What do you tell your daughter or your wife if they ever find themselves in that situation? Do you tell them when a man threatens them to shut up, get in the car, and leave?
Absolutely. Move around.
Or instead of sitting there going back and forth with a man who simply changed or high on something?
Nah, see, it ain't got nothing to do with whether he high. He could have been sober, right?
Yep. Same thing.
And see, the thing with her is, and that's the other thing I said I understood, in that area, if she had backed down, she would have been seen as a Vic, and not like that dude could have went behind and snatched up. Like he might have been like, I got me one, right? So in that scenario, she's trying to stand 10 toes down. But the thing of it is, with a dude, like you can't, you just can't, man. Pipe down, move around. I would have left that fool right where it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Kept it moving. It ain't nothing but $5 anyway. It's $5, maybe $7 tops. It's a Polish, man. Move around. Right, and let them have that.
They ain't got no turkey dogs over there, really.
Man, you don't know what it is. They could put whatever they want on the menu, boy. You don't know what them folk feeding you.
That's true. Speaking of feeding you, Rilla.
Oh Lord, pause.
My virtual coaching business.
You ain't feeding me nothing.
Fully
dumbass.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But I am willing to sell you workout routine and plural and nutrition plans, fully operational, fully up and running. Do you have time, sir? All right.
Why?
Because I'm trying to help my people, man. Diet is number one when it comes to getting in shape and taking care of your health, and exercise as well. I'm trying to help you people live longer. I mean, we're dying too fast. People are dying in their 50s now of heart attacks.
Man, like I told y'all, man, I've been dry for the last 30 days, fam. I've been eating salads and eating real clean for the last 30 days and getting my cardio in. Yeah.
If you say so. You still need to lift weights, man.
You ain't gotta believe. They gotta drop 7 pounds, man. I'm good.
How long does it take you to drop to 7 pounds?
Shoot. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I've been dry for a month, so
a month to drop 7 pounds. Well, fuck a doodle do.
Oh,
you need to give me a call.
Wow!
Stop, Mr. Bennett.
Billy Blanks, do this.
Stop, Mr. Bennett. Stay right there. Don't say a word.
Shout out to Freezy,
Mr. Bennett. Okay.
Hey man, let's do this on the other side, man. I got you, man.
This is why you got to holler at me, Rilla. I'm gonna have you listen. I'm gonna have you buff, man. I'm gonna get you jacked.
No, I ain't trying to get jacked, man.
You can be looking like a gorilla for real out here, man. I'm telling you. I'm just trying to shoulders. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Look at Black Man on filter.
Mr. Bennett gonna kill him, sit up there and tell the truth. I read your lips, Mr. Bennett. That's why I said shh.
Now, real
yo,
I want to share something with you because you weren't here. But I want to share this with you, and you tell me what you think about it, okay? Because I know you. This is just listen to this.
cook, clean, wash, nothing. Don't do none of that household stuff. He come in the house, he sit down. I get my behind off that couch, go heat his food up. If he can come in the house 2:30 a.m., that's after midnight, and say, I want a sandwich, I'm getting my sleepy butt out that bed and go make a sandwich. That's what I'm going to do.
Put the cheese on that thing, too.
Oh, yeah.
Put the cheese on that thing, too.
They want to look at submission is all this other stuff, getting some shoes and barefoot and pregnant. It's about being agreeable, about being cooperative, and about listening. And that's letting the man lead. We go, I can do this. And again, like you said, it's independent and independence is two different things.
Absolutely.
I was independent in the Army. Struggled. Senior leaders struggle because all I had to do was reach out and ask for help. Independent means doing it alone, by yourself. Right. Independence means, okay, yeah, I can still go to college, I can still contribute, I can still do this. I had that stuff all wrong in my relationship with my son's dad. Had it all wrong. I won't do it again because this man get to leave and I'm holding on to all his ankles, Achilles and everything. I ain't going nowhere. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm not. I wouldn't care if he had 3 women up the hill.
All right. Rilla, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was listening to y'all at work, man. No, I forget the brother who was pushing back against Mr. Payne. In terms of, in these spaces, like what do we want? That woman seemed like she made the correction, seemed like she aware. I mean, she may be dressing it up, but we don't know. I'll take it at face value. She learned the value of the person that she with. And I don't think you could really ask for more than that. Like what we want from her. You know what I'm saying? You would hope that, you have sisters listening and taking heed, but then this is the balance to me. I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in the whole thing because my conversation is always really for the men. I think women should be checking women, and so my thing for the brothers is, are you ready for that woman? You know what I'm saying? Do you qualify for that woman? Right? Because niggas know when they qualify for a house, they know when they qualify to get a car, but you don't know the woman that you qualify for. So you run online and get the crying about the woman you don't qualify for. Yeah. So that's my thought on it, man. But I thought y'all had a beautiful build around that conversation on that young lady.
Yeah, exactly. And because, compared to that woman, then you have women like, this, that will. So Rilla,
now that type of stuff pissed me off, man. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Yep.
It's disrespectful. It's ignorant. It's ignorant as fuck, dog. And I understand people can make like I love dancing. I love to dance, all that. I love studying dance, all that stuff, right? And you can make the case of what the ancestors did in that time, but it was for purpose and reason, right? Some of it was mating calls, some of it was seasonal to bring crops and rain and stuff like that, man. You can't get on top of man. Anyway, that shit ignorant, man. And I'm sorry. Hey, listen, real talk to the sisters, man. Everybody don't even want to see your ass, fam. We tired of seeing. We done seen so much. Well, let me speak for me. I done seen so much ass. I'm tired of seeing y'all ass. Make a nigga.
I'm on the same thing.
Once in a while, man.
I don't know, man. Really, you know what that sounded like to me?
Do tell me. What's that sound like?
Well, he married, man. Mandrell, you
ain't nobody studying Mandrell. Mandrell know what the business is. Man, hey, hold on.
You the one throwing your beard into my.
Hold on. Let me say something to light skin real quick. Let me tell you something, bro. Hey, listen. Just because you pour syrup on it. Just because you pour syrup on it, don't make it pancake. So just because every woman shaking her ass,
that's mine.
No. Just because every woman want to shake her ass in front of you, and then I gotta be impressed. Nah, bro, I got standards around this camp, fam.
Do you really?
I don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Now that might be your flavor, neighbor.
No.
Yeah, but I don't motivate like that, man. I ain't impressed.
No.
I ain't impressed. I was in there. Trust me, I was in Atlanta for 20 years, in and out of every strip club up through that camp. I'm Gucci, man. I done seen my fair share. I ain't impressed.
You Gucci. I don't even know what that means.
Dang.
But whatever. So
Alabamians
Mandrell, like there's a lot of Mandrell is a very magnetic person. A lot of people want Mandrill.
Here we go.
You know, particularly.
Well, you saying females want Mandrill?
You know,
No, I'm asking. I'm asking. Y'all tripping.
I mean, it's more of a.
But no.
Really?
Man.
Yeah, fam. I wasn't like that.
No, I heard one of them tell Mandrill.
Are you saying females want Mandrill?
I heard one of them tell
Hey,
Mandrill.
really?
I ain't trying to be bleak, but I want those cheeks. So I'm just sitting back. Handle your
She
business,
gave him the
girl.
Fleece Johnson, said, I like you and I want you.
Yeah.
He's out of jail now. He's done a new interview.
There ain't nobody thinking about that, brother, man. I seen some parts of what you saying, but ain't nobody thinking about it. He can't hurt a fly now.
No, not at all now.
Damn.
I tell you what, though, he did his job. Though he scared many people away from going to jail.
Shoot, no, he didn't.
Yeah,
they still going in droves. They still going.
The booty man.
Yeah, the booty warrior.
I'm gonna see if I can get him on the show.
Don't do that.
Jeez. Booty warrior.
I ain't gonna be here.
I can hear him now. I seen men like Mandrill in there coming in fresh off the bus.
You see no one like me.
Fresh off the bus, I immediately had to have his booty. I wanted that booty. Now, listen, that yellow motherfucker with the black hat on, he's sexy to me. I just want to get his booty. I used to grab them niggas. They come in. They was like, they act like they ain't know that. I looked at them. I said, I walked in the sale, and I said to him, "You wanted the easy way or the hard way? Because either way it go, I'm getting that booty."
Listen, no, black man, you and I both.
Get yourself ready.
Get yourself
you and I
ready.
both have been.
You look yellow sheet, red. You look yellow sheet, blank.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, really? I got a question for really though. Have you did anything on your shows? Anything when it came down to the 50th, the 50th anniversary of hip hop yet?
No, I don't have no show.
World class. Check your IG.
No, I don't. I don't have no show.
Man, because I've heard you speak.
Man, I just cussed.
Thank you,
I just fussed at WVON here. They've been doing a celebration. It's like Black Talk Radio here, right? And they've been doing a celebration of hip hop like all month long. Now this was
Right.
the June 30th, Black Music Month. Man, they didn't drop the ball on just so many levels, man. It's like I had to fuck. Did one dude get up there talking about some man, rap music? No, they didn't say rap music. They kept calling rap music hip hop. Then they kept saying, well, it ain't really hit to Sugar Hill Gang. And I'm like, well, who was Grandmaster Cass and Prince Whip and Ruby D and Cool Herc? Man, like what y'all talking about?
4+1.
Man, come on. Yeah. Shoot me the info. I got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off next week, man. I'll be more than happy to come on.
I saw.
I appreciate it. I definitely shoot you the information, brother.
I saw Ricky. Ricky did on
Slick Rick the Ruler.
Yep, Ricky did, man. I know a lot of people ain't gonna like this. Yep, Ricky said. Ricky actually did a versus of music, and he did Michael Jackson versus R. Kelly. And dude, when I tell you, I know R. Kelly done a lot of work, but man, when I tell you R. Kelly has more hits than Mike, bro, like it's just unbelievable to hear all of them. You like, damn, I remember that. Like, I mean, decades back, bro, just crazy. 30 years. Man.
I would have loved to have been on it.
Man,
did he do it on
his catalog?
Did he do it on Rumble?
He did it on Twitch.
Twitch. Okay, so I got it. That's what I got on Twitch. I said I was going to do that because I got a Twitch account also where you could just. But I knowing Rilla and my man, what's my man with the tribe, the Harris tribe.
Yeah,
I want to get him on there. Mr. Bennett, definitely, man. I definitely need to get you because what I want to do is have a conversation based off of the foundation of hip hop and not just the rap, but man, we got producers and DJs and we have people that made it happen that I know you guys are very versed on. Really, I definitely know that you are definitely versed on it.
You gotta get Hink in there too, boy. Hink
Yeah,
shit
Hink.
too.
Hey, JT, let me say something
get
real quick on
information,
hip
man.
hop,
I mean,
man,
that
because
was
I know people equate hip hop to black culture, and then it's this whole conversation around black culture being trash. Let me say this about hip hop, bro. Like hip hop raised me. Hip hop like literally saved my life. It put me on to wanting to read Malcolm X, the era I grew up in. You was rushing to read the liner notes to see either who produced it, who wrote it, or where did they get that sample from. And so when you talk about hip hop and not just the music part, you got to talk about all of it, the b-boy, the DJ, the graffiti artist. You know what I'm saying? And like Russell Simmons said, hip hop is the one culture that bring every ethnicity under one roof. Everybody comes up under it. Country don't do it, jazz don't do it, blues don't do it, R&B don't do it. Hip hop is the one. I'm talking about, you talking about fashion, you talking about food, you talking about language. Hip hop is all encompassing. Now you can't whittle it down and just say some rap music that's really kind of low vibrational and just really trash that's representative of the entire black culture. Hip hop is the #1 cultural export of this country to the tune of trillions of dollars that we do not control, and that needs to change.
Yep, because man, they did a documentary on Carl Kanai the other day talking about the brand, his clothing brand, bro. Like, remember back in the day, man, LL Cool J had that shit on, man.
See,
bro,
the key
that
is
was my first business paper in college. I did a paper on Carl Kanai, Cross Colors, and my third paper I did was on Wu-Tang.
Man.
Oh, man, Wu wear.
The key is that you guys are all talking about nostalgia. That's what you're talking about. Their shit that they putting out today is forgettable. There's no #1
That's where I push back though, Mr. Payne, because the music that's popularized and pushed by the record, it's so much music out here and so many dope artists. You got LaDonis, you got LaRussell, who I'm going to see tomorrow. You got D1, you got Lecrae, you got Saba, No Name. Man, it's so many dope artists out here.
Saying that the reason why we don't hear them is because they're not being promoted. How come we're not promoting them, man?
No. Well, it ain't got nothing to do with them being promoted in that traditional sense. Like terrestrial radio, as we remember it, is dead. The DJ, breaking records and all that's dead. Like you literally gotta go find the music now. That's the era that we in. But because it's so microwave and McDonald's and Burger King is, in other words, like we don't get the soul food, like the Goody Mob soul food album. We don't get that type of where you get to sit with it for a minute and digest it, and then you move on to the next project. It's a project coming out every other day. Killer Mike just released. Killer Mike released the album of the year 2 weeks ago.
Did you hear that Andre 3000 verse, boy?
Man, come, bro.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. I ain't want to. Don't get me started, bro. Andre 3000, man, he's still cold with it.
But this the thing, though. I know, man. Listen, Andre gonna do what Andre do, but this the thing. Killer Mike didn't let him drown him out on that track. Killer Mike still did his thing, and he figured out a way to make Future relevant in that track. So that's what I'm saying. Like the creativity. I mean, and I'm with you, brother Payne. There's a lot of trash hip hop, man. Like even when you talking about these females, and I hate what they did. Like I didn't watch all of the BET Awards, but just like, oh, the women are shining. No, they not. It's stock culture and prostitutes, man. What y'all talking about? These girls ain't spitting. Y'all ain't have Rhapsody up there spitting. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't have Bug Brown or Lyric Jones up there. Y'all ain't have no females up there that's really, talking about something with substance, man. Get the fuck out of here.
So Rilla, how do you feel about Toby and his wife?
Toby and Nigway?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, with Fat? Man, stop. That's so beautiful, man.
Man,
that brother is so, and he's so rude. Like people don't even know. Like
he ain't signed with no record label. Record label. He doing the shit on his own. Bro.
Man, I seen him. My homeboy got me in the concert when they came here like a couple years ago. No, it was a few years ago they came here, man. To see him like go from that to exploding and just keeping it organic, and you're right, keeping it independent. Like that's why, brother, y'all don't hear some of the music, but the industry can't deny when they see them streams going up or they see them ticket sales at these shows going through the roof. They can't deny it. And you got people like Toby who say, I'm not signing it. Now, Toby is dope. Super dope. He from H-Town, right?
He
From
is.
Houston.
Yep.
Yeah, super dope Nigerian.
And you know, right? And you know what?
That
He,
does not
like you said,
exist.
you know what? He independent, bro.
Mhm.
He shoot all his videos at his house. He ain't got to go pay nobody to do nothing.
Crazy.
Bro,
The
he
outfit
just,
changes alone, bro.
oh my god, bro.
Hey, let me say this to the shorties too, man. I be trying to tell them this all the time. I try to tell Travis Porter when they was going to sign with Jive Records, and then they got their deal and was upside down in their deal, right? Meaning they owe more back to the label because of what the label invested in that record. I said, man, y'all getting show money, y'all good, man. You don't need to sign to a label until you give them something to sign. You see what I'm saying? In other words, your buzz gotta be so crazy. And nowadays, you don't even need the label. You can go through TuneCore and get your records placed in every DSP, right? And then the only thing you're really concerned about is that merch and them ticket sales from touring.
Yep.
And them kids going overseas, checking a bag overseas because they love the culture and appreciate it way more than we do. And they pay like they weigh.
Right. And my son, I took him to go see Transformers, and Toby in goddamn Transformers.
Yep.
And I was like, damn, he blowing up to be independent. I bet those record labels like, damn, how can we get him? He ain't signing with nobody and selling out everywhere he go, bro.
But it ain't no need for him to sign.
Nope.
Or he could, you know what it is now? He can use the same, so like the services that the record labels used to provide in terms of marketing, promotion, PR, record placement and stuff like that. Like if y'all remember, if you follow Lecrae and that song he had with Andy Mineo, coming in hot, right? Like he didn't use a label to, like he has his own label, but all you gotta do is hire a PR firm, get them to service the record, get it placed in one spot. It's on ESPN now. Everybody picking it up.
Yeah, it's on Madden 23 and 23.
Man, yeah,
It's
Lecrae
on
is
video games too.
People need to pay attention. Lecrae is very, very smart.
Yep.
Very
so, yeah,
smart.
man. I mean, that, like I said again, the Music Man back in the day, bro, or even like when you mention Andre, just think about it. When you mention Andre 3000, everybody like, God, man, Andre a fool with it. You know what I'm saying? And then you mention who out here now?
Uzi Vert.
Yeah. I mean, and I told my kids, I say, great music. My son said, well, then how can you tell the difference between great music and music that's not so great? I say, well, son, is that 20 years from now, will you still be listening to this shit? Right? You won't. Everybody 20 years from now, they're not. I mean, even right now, you can put on at a family reunion. You can put on the OJ's family reunion, and everybody like, yes, you put on the Isaac Brothers, all the women throwing their hands up, and this shit 50 years old.
Black man.
Man.
No, you know what it is? See, this is what I would have told Youngblood, man. The way you could tell, because it's the soundtrack to your life.
Yep.
Certain songs come on. You remember, oh, man, I was at the sock hop, or I was at that first dance. I remember when How Deep Is Your Love? Keith Sweat. I remember, this is nasty, but we was at the rink and they used to have the dance for the teenagers. They used to have a little dance on the side, little kiddie rink floor, and they used to turn the lights down over there. Everybody else on the big floor skating. We got our own little space over here. Man, I remember when they put that, because this is when they used to play the last 15 minutes in the club. That's when they used to play the slow jams. You know, you had to find you something around that time, man. If you was slacking and you ain't had nothing by the end of the night, you going home with Palmina, right? That Keith Sweat, How Deep Is Your Love came. Don't. Man, I remember exactly where I was the first time I heard it with a handful of butt. You know what I'm saying? It's the soundtrack of your life. And the sad thing is, these shorties don't have a soundtrack for their life right now.
And you know what? I'm gonna throw this
When
out
we
there.
slide on the ops.
Let me
Right.
slide this in there real quick, and I'll let you cook world class. Even when you listen to this, right? This is the lyrics to a song. I ain't got to tell nobody who it is because y'all already gonna know what it is. But it says, for everyone else in the family, now if we could get all the fathers of the world to stand up and be fathers, that would be great. Then we have mothers who are the right arm of the father. They're supposed to do the cooking, raise the children, do the sewing, and help the father to guide and direct. And there's the son. The son, most sons are like imitators of their father. So we're back again to the father. And he is guiding in the right way. The son is definitely going to be all right. Then we have the daughter watching her mother, because sooner or later she'll become a mother. And she'll have her own sons and daughters. It don't stop where the family is. It's a universal family under one divine purpose, under one divine Father. This is where we all come together, no matter what color, race, creed, because that's all in the head, whether you want to believe it or not. Anybody know that song? Family Reunion by the OJs. That's life. They're talking about the nuclear family in that song. The man, the wife, the right arm of the husband. Like, I mean, oh my God, bro, what songs talk about that now? Other than everybody sounding the same. Everything, and they make a song off anything. Let me see what I got over here. A camera battery. We got a camera battery camera battery camera. Yep. That's it. Everybody in the club. Yeah. That shit go hard enough, bitch. What are we talking about?
No, they don't do that in the club no more, black man. They actually they literally stand on the couches, look at each other, then look at their phone, then pay $500 for $80 or $40 bottle of liquor. They look at the girls dance on each other. The dudes don't, they too cool to dance now.
Oh, they don't dance no more?
No, they definitely don't dance no more. All they do is this.
Dang. Mandrea, you don't dance no more?
I never could dance.
Man, Howard the Duck got 2 left feet, man. He can't dance.
I got a 2
Wait a minute. Did you call this boy Howard the Duck?
He didn't call me out. Hey, first of all, world class, you don't co-sign with this nonsense. You don't co-sign with this nonsense.
He came
You
in.
know what I mean?
Look, Rilla came in speaking my language, calling
Shit
you out
like
on your
that.
light-skinnedness.
My light skinnedness.
Yes.
Look, I can't help because I look better than y'all.
It's
All right.
offensive. This is why we don't like y'all. It's this stuff like that causes the problem.
You guys have been insulting me all night, and I say one clap back, and all of a sudden, see, this is what nobody.
Okay,
like.
this is what I'm.
What?
This is what I'm saying. Before we came up, was you still light skinned?
Yeah.
All right, so you started it. So I just came up to let Mandrell know that he definitely has violated his probation. Because when you was doing that voice earlier, I was like, I know he wrong. So there got to be consequences.
Oh,
So
when he was doing security boss, I clipped it already.
Good, thank you. I appreciate it. So I think
I'll send it to you.
definitely send that to me. So I think next show, you're gonna have to I'll just fill in for you, and then me and Shushu will do it together. No pause. And we'll just go from there. I think that's
you
a
got
good.
anything you want to say to that?
To what? What did he say?
He said he's going to have you a part of his show when he gets this clip anonymously from somebody. With you imitating security boss, throwing your neck and snapping your fingers.
He's not going to do that.
It's going to be you.
You would never do that to me.
Huh?
Listen. World Class is not going to do that because he is loyal to me. You know what I'm saying? No, he's not.
I feel like I'm being challenged right now.
Real up. Let me tell you something. When those things happen over here, real up, we try to make
That's what it is.
Of wrongdoings over here. Something like this.
Back in the show.
Black David, it's Jesus. Wake up, Black David. Black David.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord! What was he bobbing to?
Oh man!
Yeah, the whole family drool.
Yeah, that's drool. That's Chicago Rilla. What do you think of that?
That's cool, man. That's
Oh,
cool.
Rilla, you there?
Rilla, you there? No, you probably with AFK.
I'm here. I just couldn't get off mute quick enough. I'm here.
No matter. Did you see the video we just played?
What, with Black David?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. Where he been at, man? I ain't seen him in a minute.
Man, he was over here yesterday. Oh, no, he was over here today. Yeah, he was here today. Yeah.
Okay, that's a bet.
He was here earlier.
Shout out to Black David.
Shout out to Black David, man.
Drooling
Black
tonight,
David was gone. I got a clip of Scam Likely too. I ain't done with it yet.
He fell asleep.
What?
Oh,
he
man.
fell asleep to the point he had a comforter around his ass. and I pulled him down in the back because we had 2 people talking. And I looked down and I said, "This nigga."
Man.
And so I pulled him back up. He was gone.
Say it ain't so, Dusto.
Man, when everybody started laughing is when he woke up.
Man, say it ain't so. I don't know if y'all met him in real life, but Dusto a cool brother in real life, man.
Man,
He is in real life. In real life, he is.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate y'all coming on tonight, man. Chicago Rilla, thank you for stepping in, man. Man of his word, world class. Thank you for coming in and getting on the yellow skin ass. R-Pain, thank you for being here.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes,
I'm gonna give you a call tomorrow, Rilla. We got business to talk.
Mr. Bennett, thank you
do
for
it, son.
being
Well,
here
do it after 4. My bad.
No,
Black man. Go ahead.
you good.
After 4? Okay.
Yeah, after
Not a
4.
problem.
JT, thank you for being here tonight, my brother. Mandrell shaving his legs earlier. So, Mandrell, thank you.
Yeah,
What are you talking? See,
I just had to.
why are you thinking of the fruity stuff? This
No,
is
because,
in your mind, not mine.
because remember that day you left your camera on and we caught you shaving your legs?
No, you did not.
Shit.
No.
Like, how would you see me shaving
Shit.
my legs?
Using the bag. I said,
I'm not even sure Mandrell has one.
I don't shave my. I don't even shave
he
my
had on
legs.
a pink silk robe and had his leg up on the counter.
Why is it
He's not
pink?
shaving no more.
Yeah, right.
Why is it silk?
Why, I don't wear robes, man.
Hey, dude, that day I don't know if you was role playing with somebody or what. That's why I didn't bring you up. I didn't bring you up that day.
Black man flaming you, bruh. He roasting you, G.
It's not even funny. Really, you know it.
Okay, hey,
Nah, he roasting you.
No,
wait till you see this clip on the next show. That shit gonna be funny.
85 ain't got nothing, man.
And guess what? I'm gonna play it during your show where Shushu finna fucking pass out laughing. So I can't wait to Shushu.
Shout out to
Turn
Shushu.
that damn lamb.
Definitely shout out to Shushu. Absolutely.
Shout out to
Listen, real quick. I gotta meet.
Get y'all stuff.
I gotta meet my quota. Real quick. Light skinned people look like Vaseline.
Damn.
Really, he talking about you, really?
I ain't light skinned. I was in the field.
You ain't lying. Man, Dre was in the house washing dishes and shit.
I sure was.
I swear.
Dre was in the house. You sick, boss?
No, I wouldn't do it. That's
washing the dishes and getting buck broke.
No.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen,
And Dre was telling. He was out there telling on people.
Don't let 85. Hey,
Drill, don't let them do you like that, man. They
don't
talking
call
about
85.
different middle passage on you, bro. Don't let them do you
85
like
gonna get y'all
that.
messed up, man.
He said the slave one said, "Bring that little yellow one in here. I feel some type of way tonight."
Hey, black man, they ain't send him to the Mandingo fights, huh?
Wow.
Bring me my precious.
I'm finna go. I cannot.
Lay up under my feet, little boy.
Yo, it's wild.
Hey, how about you bring your little ass over here and lay across my legs?
Hey, man, I'm actually gonna be in New Orleans next month. I'm trying to hit one of the plantations up, man.
Bro, yeah, man.
I'm trying to get one of the plantations.
I ain't feeling that, really. I can't go to no plantation. I don't want to. I've been to several of them.
Dude, they got
look. Wait. I can't go. I can't do it. I've been to 7 of them. Come on, bro.
I've been to 7 of them.
Telling them, but I can't do it. I can't go, man.
I will tell you this. Real, some of them in Louisiana you want to avoid, and I'll send them to you. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna get pissed off to the highest level.
Oh, no. I like that one. Yeah, no.
No, because they got one where they say on the advertisement it says
them peaches.
A beautiful place where the war was won. Victory over slaves, and slaves were the servants to their masters, or some bullshit. It's on, bro. When you go in there, it's gonna piss. People are having weddings by the slave.
Oh yeah. I love all that.
White folks everywhere.
I love it.
We got the Blacks and Wax Museum here in Baltimore, right on North Avenue. I went in there when I was young. I ain't been back in that bitch since. That shit made me so. I was 11. 12, I was so pissed. I was angry. I beat up so many white boys after that. I don't even think I can go to a plantation. I was whipping them niggas' ass every time I had the opportunity, bro. That shit pissed me off.
You know what? And I'll say this, when I was in school, around probably 13, 14 years old, these dumbasses showed Rosewood to the entire school.
Yes.
And
y'all got super turned up.
Oh, the white boys in there laughing. Remember when they hung Bing Rames? And the dude said, he ain't dead. He said, oh, that big nigga finna die. All the white boys over there laughing their ass off. And all it took was one black dude to say, what the fuck y'all laughing at? And it was over.
But see,
it was a nigga,
no. I want our boys to do better. listen, you don't let nobody disrespect you. I get it, but it's words, fam. It's words, and I don't want none of my young bloods, because see, our warrior class is already eradicated. Theirs is intact.
I learned that.
Wait, hold on, Mandrell. Now we having a real conversation right now, man. We ain't got time for Apollo comedy hour.
The warrior class is not annihilated. They're still around.
I said eradicated. So if we so listen, hold on, Mandrell. If we match numbers for numbers, right? And see, when I talk about the warrior class being decimated, I often think about, I'm looking at the traits. So when I look at gangbangers, I look at those are warriors. When I look at people incarcerated, that's part of our warrior class, right? So when I look at numbers, our warrior class is decimated compared to theirs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Gangbangers ain't warriors.
Who ain't?
Gangbangers.
They just not trained. Like you wasn't trained. That's why you had to go to what is it called? Basic whatever.
Basic whatever. Listen to him.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying the basic training. Yeah.
Now, man, I wanted somebody just sent me a cash app, and then they sent this picture with it. And I swear to God, this is not me. All right, I'll let you see the cash app. Hold on, I'll let you see the message first. There's the message, cash app, and here's the picture.
What is? Oh my God!
Shit.
World class, you did that, didn't you?
Look at your legs. Somebody said, I got a picture of Mandrell, screenshot a picture of Mandrell shaving his legs.
My insults is way better than that. Come on now, don't do that to me.
Mandrell said we wear shorts.
Wow. Back to the 19. That commercial's from the 70s. That's an old commercial. Golden oldie.
Who the best part of waking up? Man.
Hey man, I'll be up with y'all all night, man. I gotta get ready for work in the morning. Got off work to go right back to work, man.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate all y'all, man. And thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for having the conversation. We had a really, really good conversation tonight about some of everything, because that's what barbershop is about. So I appreciate all you guys coming in, Mr. Bennett. Shout out to you and your family, JT, same, R Payne, Rilla. Shout out to you and your family, World Class, and the very show guy himself. We're going to end the show with this right here, because I think it's only fit when Mandrell's here to play his, I signed Mandrell to my new record label called Good Enough Records. And one of his songs, one of his new step dances are coming out. I want to play this before we get out of here. This is out for Mandrell. It's called the Mandrell Two-Step, ladies and gentlemen.
That's cool.
He still looks like Mike Tyson.
The little excess belt is longer than his arm.
I just want to play that before we get out of here. Black David is watching. I know he's watching in the clouds. And we also have Black David at his childhood dance off. And after this, y'all not gonna see us no more. We're gonna be closing. No. Here it is. And then we're out.
Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Got regular people legs.
Get it. Get it. Get it.
It looks like somebody's picking up Pepsi.
Man, I'm from heaven, I'm here with my brother in the